Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's a house!
5 brain cells, 4 aren't working. Have you lost the last 3 brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains?
What's going on, freaks? Alright. Yeah, I put out that video today, and another one that didn't do very well. It started to pick up a little bit later, but not really that much. But I don't know what's happening. I don't know. It feels like it's just really strange. Only the conspiracy theorists get views. It's wild. Really strange. Not really sure how I'm supposed to be. I feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone. But how's it going? I thought the video was pretty good. I mean, there was some stuff in there I hadn't seen. But yeah, you guys, this is another night. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel during the show, that would be awesome. Starting off at 00000 all the way across the board. Need the support because the video that, for example, yesterday's video that I made, or 2 days ago, or whatever the last one that I made before, $59 in ad revenue. Isn't that amazing? Because nobody watched it. Got crushed right out of the gate. And if you multiply 59 times 30, that'd be $1,500 a month, and we donated $5,000 last month. So obviously, the channel relies on the people watching the shows to support it. It doesn't work. If you don't have videos that aren't being watched, you need about 40,000 views to make any kind of sort of, okay revenue that would equal a live stream or something. Hey, Wild Bill Wassman, gifted a membership. Hey, cool, Michelle Imhausen. 31 months. All right. Lisa Valenzuela. Did you get my email? Today I forwarded you stuff that Zozo wanted you to know about the scholarship thing. What do you mean bad connection? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Bad connection where? Now I get these clowns again saying that I must work for the feds. I mean, I don't know. I'm actually starting. I'm not. I mean, the weird part is I question I'm starting to be like, how come I'm one of the only people that's making videos that can see the reality in this case? Am I missing something? Am I just completely lost my mind where everybody else is, all these other thousands of people are right, and I'm not. I absolutely don't agree. And I hope all these people, when it's all said and done, you come back over and say, that Gray guy, he got it right from the beginning. We all gave him a bad time, but they'll pretend, well, the thing is we go out and we really investigate and look into everything. It's bullshit. You guys are compelled and enjoy drama and sensationalism and conspiracy theories and That's just really not what should be being done, you know. The information's out there. It's clear. I mean, like I said, I mean, I guess that, you know, that Officer Tatum guy, he thinks just like I do. It's amazing. But you see him put out, he usually gets like, you know, 500,000 views. He mentioned a video like that. He only got like 150,000. I mean, it's huge numbers, but it's not normal for him. So, anyways. But you guys, we need to get some support going here tonight. We have 1 channel membership gifted, and that is it. We are absolutely struggling right out of the gate. So we need to get some momentum going, or we're just going to collapse into oblivion. And if you're wondering, on this channel, we donate, you know, my channel makes an income, but we also donate thousands of dollars, and we're at $265,000 in 6 years given out to true crime related charities, etc. Thanks, Mushy Mystic. Yeah. I've been watching the X-Files. Yeah, he's not going to contact somebody like me. You know? He's too big. You know, it's weird. He made a video today where he went over the probable cause document. It's like, I mean, I'm a little disappointed that it took him that long to go over the probable cause, because that's like the key information. I mean, people should have known all this stuff since the beginning. I mean, his parents recognized him in those. So, you know, the ones that everybody always goes, "That's not him, Gray. That's not him, you bastard. Gray, I hate it when you sound like that." You know what? But that's what you sound like in my head, that you sound like, because you're a nut job. All right? All right. Let's see. Yeah, but it's weird. You start questioning yourself, like, man, how come all these people see a conspiracy? What's happening here? Am I missing something? I'm not missing a damn thing. Now, somebody did make me rethink the letter. You know, not the letter. Remember the part where he says, Tyler Robinson says, "Look under the keyboard." You know, I mean, I guess he is leaving it there. So that means he's expecting the person to open it later. So, I mean, he says, "I'm going to take it." We don't know, you know, if he called and said to look at that before or after. You know, but he definitely wrote it and put it under there. So I guess there's really no way to know. All right, you guys, we're still just absolutely frozen in here. We do have 6 memberships. And thank you again up there to Michelle Imhausen. Firstspiracy, yeah. All right, let's see. I'm just looking for the one where I did the photos. Is it this one? No. It's weird how you put all these files together and then they go so far back after a while you can't find what you're looking for. Hey, thank you. Born to Raise Hogs. Thank you so much. And Nate Campbell. Oh, there it is. Okay, this one right here. So I'm going to put this up on every single show. I mean, I got people under the video that they say that this doesn't look like Tyler Robinson. What planet are you on? And by the way, okay, so when law enforcement put out this image here, let's just do the real ones. I mean, you know, without any overlays, right? So law enforcement put out this image. They put out that one. They put out this one. They put out this one. They put out that one, and they put out that one. And his mom goes, "God, that looks like our kid." And the dad said, yeah, I agree. And then the next day when there was a rifle mentioned, he goes, wow, that's exactly the same kind we gave him as a gift. You guys don't see that? Hey, just in case, you're an idiot. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Hey, thanks, Shan Dooley. I like the reality of your channel, but people want some mystery. Well, what do I do, though? When you say people want a mystery, do I have to pretend that there is one? I want to be the one where it's sort of the default, where you just go watch because that's what the reality is. I don't want to make stuff up to entertain people, you know? I feel like compelled on a daily basis to just keep putting out the real information because it's such a massive headwind against such a, I think it's like 10 to 1 conspiracy nutters that are the viewers on YouTube over like people that really want to see rational thought and, you know, common sense. And thanks again, Nate Campbell and Born to Raise Hogs. Yeah, look at that person up above. They go, that's 100% not Tyler Robinson Gray. And the reason it's not Tyler Robinson Gray is because I need it to be not him for my conspiracy theories to work out. Hey, you want to hear something weird? Apparently, this guy up here in the chat, whatever the hell his name is, oh yeah, just in case, he knows what Tyler Robinson looks like better than his parents. Wow! That is amazing. Like, his parents, they think this looks like their kid, and he's able to be a genius and come in and go, that's not him, man. I know better than his parents do. No, it's not just in case. See, just in case is a gaslighting fool. Listen to this. No, it's called innocent until proven guilty, dipshit. No, that's not what you said above. You said above that that's 100% not Tyler Robinson. It's not going to trick anybody. Show me his parents. Oh, wait. Get the hell out of here. You're an embarrassment. His parents are saying other... You don't know what his parents are saying right now, Dom. You have no idea. And by the way, it wouldn't surprise me if the parents are changing their tune, but law enforcement already has them on record. That's how it made it into the probable cause document of them saying that was him and that he confessed to them, etc., etc., etc. All right? So you can believe whatever you want to believe, but his parents know what the reality is. You've never heard from his parents, Boomer. Oh, oh my God. Jesus. You think the parents are going to go out and start talking? Their kids arrested for capital murder. You don't think the attorneys have said, hey, don't say anything, don't say anything? Man, you guys are clowns. Unbelievable. Embarrassing. It's like you guys have never even followed a true crime case in your life. This is the first opportunity. Ooh, I know everything now. I've been doing this for 10 years. True crime. Live streaming for 8. And true crime, I guess, for 12. All right? I know what I'm doing. I actually know it. It's weird. It actually all makes sense, everybody. It's crazy. I know it doesn't make sense to you. Because, it's got to be a conspiracy. No, just in case. What it means is you're an idiot. I mean, that's just the truth. I'm sorry for your embarrassment. Whatever educational system went to failed you dramatically. All right? You are an absolute embarrassment. I'm sorry. Has ever checked in on the young man that was speaking to Kirk? I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. Let's see. The probable cause document are things that are verified truths that they have, that they put in there. The stuff about the parents is all real things that happened. All right? And the reason we know that is because if anything like that is in there that affected the judge's decision to give probable cause, there'd be a big problem later in a Frank's hearing where they would come in front of the and say, listen, this stuff isn't true. Would you have made the same decision, etc.? Hey, just in case, get out of here, okay? You're not interesting. Nothing you're saying is making people go, good point, just in case. That was really good. All right? Maybe come back in a half hour. Maybe your brain will be better. Let's see. Yes, you guys, we're hitting a massive lull all of a sudden. So if you guys are out there, this channel relies on you guys, as I've already said 1,700 times. Let's see. How are the possibility going to find an unbiased? Well, I mean, I think it'll be difficult to find a jury that won't sort of go, I think it's a conspiracy. Think about all these crazy people creating all these nut job narratives out there. And then all of a sudden they pick a jury and these people have listened to all these conspiracy theories. I think it's the other way around. It makes it really difficult to find a sort of somebody that's not going to be a jury nullification subject. How do you know, Michael? See, look at these dumb comments that people make. The bullet cannot be traced to Tyler. Yeah, listen. I feel like I'm going nuts here, you guys. Am I in an alternate universe here? Like the Twilight Zone meets the Matrix? These people are crazy that show up in here. The bullet can't be tied to Tyler. What in the hell are you talking about? If the bullet matches the gun, then you see Tyler jump off the roof with the rifle wrapped in a black towel. Then he puts the rifle in the woods where he changed clothes, just like he admitted in the text message exchange. And his DNA is on the trigger of the weapon that was found in the woods that the bullet came from that killed Charlie Kirk. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Do you guys understand that? Yeah, there's some guy out there, you know, Paramount Tactical put him in a video and whatever. I don't even know what this guy is. You know, he's saying that the bullet hit sort of higher up in the neck. Well, he didn't say that's where it hit, that it went through the front and then it damaged a bunch of different vertebrae. And that guy's a conspiracy nutter too. So I don't really know where to go with that. But you guys, is there any chance that you guys could help support the channel tonight? Get some channel memberships. We need the super chat, super thanks, etc., etc., etc. to keep the ball rolling. We got to keep moving forward through this month. All right, another piss poor performing video today, and I need your guys' support while watching the show. If you guys like this kind of a channel that actually tries to make a difference and put out the real information, how about the support? If I was a conspiracy nutter right now, it would look like a bingo machine in here with oh yeah, super chat, ooh, gray. You know, so we need the support on these type of channels because this is how you're supposed to do it. Jesus, you guys, come on. These long lulls are just making it where it's just, forget it. Simple question, what is the end goal if this is all a setup? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The end goal was to take Charlie Kirk out because he was going to be a president someday, but there was this bigger organization that doesn't want him to, you have to come up with a huge story to invent some reason that there's this bigger group. Hey, thanks, Silva, for the gifted membership, and there's Dixie Hippie. Hey, don't listen to troll idiots. I mean, it's just, my God, you guys. You should see Lisa Valenzuela. I wish you wouldn't respond to every one of them, because sometimes I respond, and then all of a sudden I see that you respond, and then you say something similar. You know? But it's like, I just want to say, I'll just delete your comment when I comment. I'll let you do the ones that I didn't comment on. How do you know? But we almost said exactly the same thing today on one of them. The guy goes, how does he jump off the roof with a gun in his pants? And I said, he didn't have a gun in his pants when he jumped off the roof. How do you not know that? We've covered it a million times. And then I looked in there, and that's exactly the same thing. Hey, thank you, Dixie Hippie and Ray Oder. Why are all the ballistic geniuses on YouTube instead of helping the FBI? Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, we've already stopped again. We got to get it moving. All potential jurors need to have their social media accounts checked. Yeah, if they bought into a conspiracy and kept posting, forget it. Okay? Because that means their brains don't work well. See, Gray, that's why I don't watch. I think it's perfectly reasonable that you have a this is absolutely... Like, every time I tell people that this case is so cut and dry, it's unreal. I mean, it really comes down to... I mean, so Officer Tatum is saying, hey, if they can't match the ballistics, it's possible that the bullet got so destroyed in the shot that you might not be able to match it completely. I mean, I'm just saying, and even without that, it's him. I mean, he said it was him. He's right there, driving around. His car's in the area. He goes to, the Dairy Queen's probably got a time on it. But the bullet is going to match. It's going to be fired from the gun. The key, and see, here's what's going to happen. Once law enforcement comes out and gives us all the real information and why the bullet did what it did, etc., people go, see, okay, I just thought it was weird, and they're going to backtrack and start trying to refilling history to get back to where they're, where to save face on their part. Now, I'm sitting here and I'm telling you guys, the information that's in this case right now is ridiculous, okay? And we don't even have a tenth of what law enforcement has. But it's already just devastating. It's horrendous for him. A Hollywood... Yeah, what are your thoughts about this being a Hollywood production? That's complete lunacy, okay? Let's see. Gray, do you think we will get to see... Hey, put the questions in super chats and we'll be able to see them quicker. Let's see. See all this... Yeah, I mean, at some point in trial we'll get to see it. Yeah, maybe at some point, they'll leak something, a part of a video. I don't think it hurts anything to show the roof footage, for example, but that's just not what they showed us. Now there's a DA after an arrest was made. So you got to realize every single image and everything that they put out prior to the probable cause and the charging documents was stuff that they put out to try to locate and figure out who this guy was. So they even showed the part where he jumps off the roof, I think just so maybe you can see his gait, how he's moving, etc. And plus it became part of the probable cause document, so they threw it out there anyways to see it, but they didn't put the part where he's up on the roof, where he went up the stairs. He absolutely describes, the document describes exactly what they see on video. And I'm sure now they have even more, because that was early on, the first day, and I bet you now they have all the surveillance on campus. Here's what I think they have. I think they have Tyler Robinson walking down 800 West, or whatever that street is, goes into the tunnel. We see him he's on camera the entire walk down the tunnel. He is seen turning and coming up the stairs into the parking garage, the entire walk up to the next level, to the street there. And then maybe somewhere on that stretch there's another camera down there. And then the one that films the roof shows him walk around the corner with the same limp and everything like that. And then he's going to walk in front of the Losi building. And the camera shows him limping. And it's going to be pretty clear because that's pretty close to the camera. It's still, over 100 feet away, but it's way closer than when he's on the other side of the roof. And then it's going to show inside the building. You would think that there's some surveillance cameras in the Losi building that maybe filmed him inside of there, which we don't have, right? We don't have those. And why would they give it to us? Then it's going to show him come up the stairs onto the roof. And then it's going to show him limping across the roof and standing over there until about 12:17. And then he's going to climb over a wall and he's going to disappear from the camera for a little bit. Because that's where he's assembling the rifle that he had jammed down his pants. And then that same camera is going to film him stand up and run over at 12:22, runs over to the corner of the roof. And after he runs over to the corner of the roof, you're going to see him kind of shimmy over and lay down. It's going to be a really small little black area. You'll see movement though. It's going to lay down. And then guess what they're going to be able to do? They're going to be able to get the exact time that the gunshot occurred. I think it's at 12:23:22. Okay, just remember I said that. 12:23:22. That's my guess. If it's 12:23:18, whatever, I'm just guessing at that. And what they're going to know is they're going to know, though, what the exact time the shot happened. And what they're going to do is you're going to see the dot on the corner of the roof, stand up almost immediately after the gunfire, and then run off the roof. Now, they're going to say, see, you can't see him shooting, you bastard. You can't see him do it, Gray. These idiots out here are only going to believe if they see a close-up 4K image of Tyler Robinson's face grinning as he pulls the trigger. Okay? You guys are ridiculous people. All right? You know that, right? So he's going to get up, and you're going to see him running across the roof. And obviously he's not running. When he ran over to shoot and we ran off, he's not limping anymore because he took the gun out of his pants. So then he runs over to the corner of the roof where he sets something down, and he climbs off the roof and jumps down, holding the rifle in his hands, wrapped in a towel. And you see him trying to manipulate the towel, even swings the gun with his leg on a few, for about 5 seconds. And then he gets to the street, goes across the street on camera. You see him disappear into the wooded area there. So they found all of that. That's why they rushed over there. And so when the officer that was at the Kirk event looked up and saw that there was a guy on the roof, went up there, they saw it, then they noticed there was a camera. They were probably told by the people at the university there's a camera. They watched the video really quick, and they were able to track him back across the street into the wooded area. Then they went into the woods, and lo and behold, they found the weapon. Because Tyler Robinson, the genius that he is, put the weapon, the rifle, wrapped in a black towel in the woods, and then changed clothes. And then, as we had in the video today, he actually went through a construction site where this person saw him, and he asked, hey, can I get through here? I'm trying to get away. There was a shooting at the school. And he goes through, and then eventually he runs behind that one house we saw in the TMZ video, and then he makes his way back to his car. Right. You see how this is just... And then after they... then after all of this, they were like, they couldn't find the person. You know, they didn't know who it was. The parents call in and say... Or they didn't call in. The mother said, hey, I think that's our kid, to the father. Then the father said, I agree. Then the father, then the news came about what type of rifle it was. And he goes, ooh, that's the same kind we gave him. Send me a picture, Tyler. Tyler didn't respond. And then eventually they got a hold of their son. He said he doesn't want to live through this stuff. So then they called a friend that was a sheriff, a family friend that was an ex-sheriff, and they got him to turn himself in. I mean, my God, you guys. Where's the hole in this case? It's the 30-06, Gray. You see, because the bullet went... I mean, these people are so myopic. It's always the bullet had to have exited. Therefore, the rest of it is a conspiracy, and they have to do mental gymnastics to try to make it all work. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, guys, we're on one of those massive lulls again. We're just barely at 35% of the goal here. Look at that. We got Cinnamon Sin Freak. Thank you. The official story is laughable as F, Daniel Scott says, because he has to make it a conspiracy theory. Right. You are a ridiculous person. That's all I can tell you, man. Of course, look at it, it's a laughable. It's absolutely incredible. It's airtight. It's amazing. See, this is the thing. These people never can explain something. When you ask them, well, how come? Why is it laughable? Go ahead, give me some things. They don't have anything. They never have anything to say. Shalom, Sheila Johnson. I'm just replying to what you said. Maybe she's saying Shalom Gray because she thinks I'm an agent of Israel here. Because anybody who sees the facts in the case has to be an agent of Israel. They can't just be somebody who has a brain that functions. All right, guys. We need to get, how about this? We only have 9 channel memberships. We need 30 more. We need 31 more channel memberships, and then we'll get to the low end of the goal where I'm not even donating anything. All right, that's where we're at. We need 31 channel memberships. Can we do it? Can we do it? Having these long periods of time gets really, you know. Okay, you're Jewish. Okay, cool. But I get called an agent. One guy in the underneath my last video said, "Hey, Gray, who do you work for?" And I said, "Well, I work for the CIA and the FBI. They send me paychecks to sell the narrative that they want me to. Even if I don't agree with the narrative, I just sell it so I can make some money." And then I said, "You guys are idiots. There's nobody out there that exists that does what I just explained." Hey, look at that. Dixie Hippie did 5 of them. Now we just need 26. I don't think I've ever said that. I'm glad you found grades. Yeah. So, you know, you guys can ask me some questions here if you want. If you put them in super chats, I'll see them earlier. That's what they're actually for, the super chats. You know, you get a bang for your buck, get something out of it. Hey, thanks, Emma Balmer. All right, 25 more now, you guys. There we go. And that doesn't even get us to where I donate. And probably parents aren't the only ones that recognized him. Right. Well, you know, you would think that Twigs would have seen the images and went, oh, yeah. Although, when did the images came out the day after, right? Like on the 11th, I think. Yeah. I think it was the next day, right? Hey, thanks so much, Christine. Look at that, you guys. Now we're 20 to go. Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, just, can somebody give me something to chew on the conspiracy side? There isn't anything, man. The things, I mean, the comments people make underneath the videos are just really weird, you know? They get stuck on stuff, and you just go, well, how come? What's happening? Hey, thanks, Ray Oder. All right, now 15 more now. Just to reach that first level of the goal there. Have you ever been in Discord? Have I ever been ever in my life? Yeah. I have my own, for my channel, a Discord server, yeah. A conservative reporter was arrested where? What does that have to do with, what are we talking about? He shot and jumped off the roof. Yeah. Let me find that one comment under the video. It's just, they just are mind-boggling. You know, they get stuck on things and you just wonder what's happening. All right, let's see. Where the heck is it? All right, guys, 15 more. 15 more. Wow. I guess there's been a lot of comments since then. Oh yeah, here's the one right here. It's just crazy. I mean, look at these things. Welcome. Why would Tyler Robinson be changing his clothes between what he wore on the roof and what he is photographed on video? I mean, isn't that obvious? I mean, how does anybody not know the answer to that? On the roof, he is in black at Dairy Queen, and at the gas station, he is in a red shirt and jeans. It seems unrealistic to drop off the rifle after walking from campus. What do you mean? Screwing the rifle back together, running to his car. He didn't screw the rifle back together. Then changing back into his jeans and red shirt. Then driving to the shopping center. 12:23 and 12:43, the timeline isn't realistic. What? What are you talking about? I mean, that's what you see what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in Twilight Zone here. Nothing that person wrote had any significance at all. It had no sort of interest or something kind of, wow, that's a good point there, you know, like it makes you think. It's crazy. What's going on? Yeah. All right, guys, we need 15 more channel memberships. We are on a good roll there. See if we can do it. And if you're wondering, let me just show you what the deal is on this channel. Is we've given 265,500 out. Yes, the channel makes an income too, but we also I try to bring in as much money as possible every single month, and that allows us to donate more money too, because it's whatever's extra. You know, like I could just sit here and just do the streams and then we'd never be doing anything. But we've given this year already $36,551. And there's Clancy up there. And last year we did 49,811. I think we can beat that. Our record year is 62,250 back in 2022. All right. So to be able to do all this stuff, I need your guys' support when you're watching the show, especially people if you think that this type of content where you're actually putting out real information is more valuable than the other idiots. And we also make a huge difference outside of the show itself by supporting. We have a scholarship fund. I mean, how many of you are aware of our scholarship fund, where we've funded $18,000 so far. We've given out 12. We have another 6 right now. We're going through the review process. Zozo, Lisa, and KK are reviewing the videos, and we're picking more winners for the scholarships in the criminal justice arena, right? So we've already got another 6,000 to give out, plus we have we've already put 1,000 into the next round, all right? But that only happens if you guys are supporting the channel, not ignoring what I'm saying and just chatting and blah, 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 blah about something else. I need the support for the channel. Thank you. It's like people aren't even listening to what I'm saying. It's wild. All right, let's see. What do you mean? What's your opinion? What kind of a stupid question is that, Marshall? Jesus, you sound like a racist Nazi. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. That's the funny thing is somebody up there. This man has it all figured out. Stop asking questions. You can ask questions, but ask me a question that's rational. Okay, not these crazy questions that I keep getting. Over and over and over again. The same thing. It never ends. Well, Gray, tell me about the 30-06. Like everybody on YouTube and social media now is a expert. We already checked it out. We looked into all these different elements, and it's just not true that a 30-06 has to exit the neck. It just isn't true at all. Unfortunately, that's the narrative that all of the ex-special forces, etc., are telling every single person over and over and over and over and over again. So they inherently just believe that that's how it is. Hey, thanks, Wild Bill Wassman. Yeah, can you just get rid of this person? I'm not sure why he's still in here. You're boring the way you analyze is very square and dump. No, well, here's the thing is, yeah, listen, so this is what Marshall just said. You're boring the way you analyze is very square and dump, whatever the hell that means. You need to see from the big picture. What big picture? You know, I'm looking at it by the facts of the case. A lot of times, the reality isn't as interesting as the conspiracy theories make it. Okay, that's why they do this. Like the idiot that was talking about, you know, the surveillance footage that we just watched today of his car perhaps driving in a strip mall. You know, the person who put that out there said, this completely blows away the FBI's narrative. Can anybody point to a moment in that video that blew away the narrative by the FBI? There's nothing in there. It actually fits perfectly. You can actually envision him getting back to his car and then driving somewhere for a while, getting away from, you know, right near the crime scene and checking his cell phone. I mean, it actually helps it dramatically. It's crazy. It's perfect. It also shows that his car is right there, right after the murder. We'll make it one, Shane. But I'm not interested in talking to you, if that's okay. God, these people are stupid. All right, anyways, let's put the, let's do, there we go. I'm going to put it right here. All right, we still need 14 of those channel memberships, you guys. There is the StreamYard link. And we're going to go ahead and pin that message to the top up there. And there you go, man. Come in and make the case, man, that it's some alien from Alpha Centauri, perhaps even a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch. They are a little bit different genetically, as we've been told. Perhaps they're even the reptilians, if you know what I'm saying. I give up trying to send a... Well, send a super thanks, GS70. See if that works. You could try the super thanks. I've tried doing those before, but if you try the super not super thanks, the super sticker, try that one time. See if it works. I appreciate it, though. Try the super sticker. Sometimes that works. I've had it happen to me when I've tried to donate on other channels, too. Thanks, James Black. And what's the other one? And Ryan, 28 cents. Oh, Jesus. Somebody sent me 28 cents, man. What a... I don't think I've ever seen something like that. I saw the dude who did that, what? Yeah, I'll send it back to you, Ryan. I don't want. I mean, if you're down to 28 cents, I'll make sure you get that back. I'll even send you an extra 5. Yeah. I'll give me your contact information. I'll send you an extra like $10 back or something. Yeah. Let's see. Big Pete Gray has followed the facts of this case. I feel bad, you know. Yeah, I'm serious though. If somebody's sending you 28 cents, that means that they're really, in a bad, I'd like to help them out. Okay, I'll buy a piece of bubble gum or. Yeah, like I said before, I don't want anybody sending me any funds if you can't afford it. All right? At all. Like if you literally can't afford it, just keep it for yourself and do what you got to do. Yeah. Yeah, sure. But you guys, we're still kind of slow down here. Michelle H., Richard Watts, thank you. Yeah, well, the line's open, you guys. Where are the conspiracy theorists? I mean, you guys are so knowledgeable. It's amazing. You have everything dialed in and everything figured out. But I notice you always leave out all of the crucial timeline information that absolutely locks them in, and you just focus in on one thing without any information about the one thing. Hey, Gray, a 30-06. Well, you don't even have any information about the ballistics or what kind of bullet it was. Was it a bullet that can break apart? Was it, soft point? Was it the right kind of bullet for the gun that he was using? Etc., 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 etc. Come on, geniuses, where are you? I don't know how you can can in, but it's at the top. It's not a call in. It's you click on StreamYards, and you just don't have your video going, and you have to turn off YouTube, right? Turn off YouTube. I mean, I appreciate you sending in the 28 cents, but man, if you're down to that, I want to help you out. Okay, so send me an email or something. I mean, I don't want to make. I mean, that's what I always say to people. How was the roof? Jumping off, Gray. How high was the roof? I can tell you how high the roof was. Here we go. Let's see, right here, from the grass. Watch this. This is, I'm going to guess like 18 feet. All right, let's see. This is 4668, and this is 4652, so 16 feet. All right, so that's how high this is right there. Let's see if that stays consistent. Yes, flat. 4668, and then right here is 4652, right at the base. So 16 feet. So he probably jumped. He jumped from pretty damn high, though. I mean, he was like, I don't know, 10 feet or so. Maybe 9, something like that. Hey, thanks, Annie O'Kaley. All right, hold on. I got to get my audio. All right, here we go.
Hey, Greg, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, fantastic. Yeah, man, I've been following this case since it started. There's just so many discrepancies from the beginning to the end. One of the things that really haven't been brought up was the fact that how the FBI said that have the unspent casing. If that's being the case, that means he never broke the rifle down, because if he had broke it down after he fired it, the casing would have been expelled from the gun.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, it's still in the gun, though, right? Apparently, on those,
Yeah.
right? Like I mean, you're just proving that he didn't take it apart, but I don't think anybody on this channel, we've never thought he took it apart on the roof.
Right.
He put it together on the roof in that little area, and then he shot, and then he ran across the roof with the gun in his hand, and he tried to hide it with the black towel, etc.
Right. Yeah.
The problem is that the barrel is so thin that it doesn't show up very well on any of the shots where he's running. But you can see that he's holding an elongated object with the black towel.
Yeah, there's one very grainy area where you can almost see the slight silhouette of a barrel as he's jumping off the roof, but it's the grainy that the videos that were being fed are very low quality. Obviously, all the really good, I'm sure the good photos and the good that the FBI's got that now. Whether that's ever going to release that or not, that's really up to question. Because I know because I was watching like Cash Patel. He has a tendency to make statements like he was talking earlier. He's like, yeah, we tend to hold everything and we don't release information about anything. He said, in fact, we release information that's counterintuitive to what our case is. He was referring to a different case that he was when he was going before the before Senate. But that just gives you a line of thinking of what he's doing. They're really giving misinformation to see what comes up and what matches up. But what I'm thinking, to me, I believe it was all Tyler is just one little pawn in a bigger scheme.
I mean, now, what do you mean a bigger scheme? What do you mean?
I'm thinking it all goes down. I believe it all goes back to Turning Point and to Israel.
Oh yeah,
I believe. I believe.
I know what you believe, but you have no information or anything that points to any of that other than Candace Owens selling that bullshit over and over and over again. All right, that's it.
Well, I'm not even going by Candace. I'm just going by my own intuition. No, there's a lot of holes, and nobody really knows. Everything is really speculation. I mean, everybody's going to make their own.
Yeah, but I'm not. Nothing I'm saying is speculation at all. It's information that's actually in the probable cause document is filled with factual pieces of information that they put in there so that a judge would say over 50% possible, probable cause, and even knowing that, it's just so incredibly damning. It's like 100%. Like he's
I was seeing. I looked at all the probable cause on the court document of what they're outlining to make their case. But as we all know, the FBI is corrupt. Now, if they got the gun, now they're saying they got when Charlie was shot. There's so much speculation. I believe there was an autopsy done.
Well, no. Here's the thing: when you say you believe an autopsy was done, an autopsy was done. Okay, there's no way in hell that they wouldn't do an autopsy. I think it's embarrassing that people went out and tried to prove that an autopsy was done, because there's always an autopsy done in cases like this. There's no exceptions. It just is what it is, and so there's always an autopsy done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had something. Yeah. I didn't get what you're saying. I had a distraction. But yeah, I believe the autopsy was done. And I know you were saying, and they said they found the bullet casing, the round in the neck. That's from, if you go by verified sources, they say they were verified. 100%, nobody really knows. But I think was it Mike Gardner? He was talking about he had sources from inside where it showed where C1 through C4 of his vertebrae were completely collapsed, and they found the actual bullet round in T1 with fragments near.
Yeah, well, that's what that guy said. We don't have, we here's the thing. There's a guy on YouTube that said that, and then Paramount Tactical made a video saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is game changing, etc. But we don't know what the hell that guy knows. But he claims, oh, I've got these inside sources. I know, but he's going to sell it in a way that supports his conspiracy theories. But we don't know. I mean, even if all those vertebrae were hit C2 through whatever, it could have just been the fragmentation of the bullet came in and dispersed out and then destroyed those vertebrae. But it doesn't mean the bullet came in at a weird angle or something.
When I seen that shot, and I know firsthand what rifles will do. The only thing that really was the thing that caught me when I seen it, if that bullet was fired, if it was an actual 30-06 that was fired from that roof, without having major capitation in his neck, it had the only way it would not have exited is if he hit a bulletproof vest. If he had a plate carrier or something.
What you're saying is already false. When you say the only way, it's if it did this. It's incorrect. I've actually looked it up and many different sources, using ChatGPT and everything like that, and they said that's totally false, that a bullet can do different things. All right, so all I'm saying is you say those sentences, and there's so many people that think like you, that think, hey, a 30-06 has to exit no matter what, but we don't even know what type of bullet it was. Anything. Was the bullet tumbling before it hit? Was it yawing a little bit? Was it the right ammunition? Maybe it didn't have enough, velocity for its rotation to maintain stability. Something like that. We just don't know. I mean, eventually we'll get the answer, but just know this: the bullet is, almost absolutely certain to come from Tyler Robinson's gun, and I guarantee you. I mean, this is just what it's going to be. It's not. It's just obvious. Everything else is completely lined up. He admits to doing it. He's the one that fired. So the question is, why did the bullet do what it did? Not who shot it. That's the thing. See? And I just don't think he's going to have a connection to Israel or anything like that. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just, I think it's...
Maybe not, if it's Occam's razor, the simplest answer is the correct, maybe so. I mean, I would like it to be that. I mean, honestly,
but why
at this point, I would rather it to be that.
No, I get what you're saying, but Israel has no point in doing that. Plus, they wouldn't do it that way. He would just sort of silently be shot by something somewhere when he's alone, and nobody would know what happened. Israel is not, they're not going to do it in a public way like that. There's just no...
I would recant that statement. Israel Mossad, as far as assassinations, they are known for assassination. That's what they do. That's
right, they do it in a way that's like, they've had a few lately with, the drones flying through the windows and stuff, but those other ones where they go into the hotel room and they get in and out, they kill somebody and then they exit before anybody even noticed. I mean, they didn't do it in front of 4,000 people and then pretend that there's this other person involved, etc. I don't know. I just don't agree. But anyways, I got to get these other... there's another person waiting here, but do you have any other last thoughts or anything? Hello? Okay. I don't know where you went. All right, guys, we're way behind again. We're getting one of those things where we're freezing, and nobody's supporting the channel once the callers start. So we need, like I said, I think 11 more channel memberships, etc. All right, so let's see if we can keep on moving along. I got to keep the wheels moving forward through the month on this channel. Another video that just collapsed right out of the gate. I need your guys' support. All right, here we go. All right, I don't know who this is. Hey, Shane. Shane. Yeah, what's going on?
You hear me pretty good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, so I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
But
But
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
where I do struggle with this incident is the 30-06. Like, I understand weird things can happen.
Yeah.
But I hunt deer every single year, and I use 30-06. And generally I shoot 150 to 200 yards. I've never had a bullet stop inside of a deer ever. Broadside, head,
Right.
neck.
What kind of ammunition are you using?
150 grain, which I understand he could, even if he would have packed his own ammo. Like I'm not saying, I just don't understand it. That's what I struggle with.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying over and over and over and over and over again. But there's, I'm just telling. I've looked it up, and there's many examples that, like when I use ChatGPT, who goes out and they scour the internet and stuff like that. And I know that you actually were out in the field hunting, and you didn't have an example like that. But it talks about how it's just not accurate when people say that it always exits, it always does this. And they gave numerous examples of different people being killed by weapons and bullets that never exited, and they should, people would have thought they should have. Bullets just do different things. Sometimes they hit a bone, get deflected, go a different direction. How do you know this wasn't one of those? They do make hollow point bullets for the 30-06. Could have been one of those, right?
Yeah, they make soft tip bullets, but those still, so like how it exits is a thing, but a 30 caliber rifle is just, it's a lot of power to not exit out the back. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not arguing the narrative. I don't understand it. So that's why I'm so interested in this story. Obviously, I got to wait till it comes out. The
gun he's using is really old. Yeah, it's really old, and they updated. It's probably got an updated. I don't know if they updated the barrel or what the hell they updated, but it's still old and been firing for a long time. And maybe the bullet, the rifle wasn't made for ammunition. Like I could see somebody like Tyler Robinson having the 30-06 and then going out and buying some particular ammunition, but maybe it doesn't work well in the rifle that he had, and he didn't realize that. So when he fired it, maybe it started yawing, slowing down. It's a short shot, so it's not going to slow down a ton, but maybe it's going less than 2,000 feet per second, but it's kind of going in sideways, so it has a massive amount of energy on the surface and still has enough velocity to break the skin into the neck, and then goes in, and then because it's at an angle, it doesn't, it can't penetrate and go out. It hits a bone and sort of breaks apart and then goes and just disperses a lot of energy within inside the neck. You see that in the videos, this massive amount of energy disbursement.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that they're, so here's the thing. Let's say it comes out and the bullet matches the gun of Tyler Robinson and he fired it. So what do you say to that? It doesn't exit. So what does that mean? But the bullet was fired from his gun. So what would you have to accept at that point? See what I mean?
You're absolutely right. So I'm not arguing the narrative. It's just
that's the part that bothers you. Yeah.
Right. Based on my experience, I can't make that make sense. But there's a lot that I don't know. Every other thing that's happening in this case, I don't know anything about. That's the only thing that I have any experience with. Him hiding the rifle in his pant leg. I don't know how tall the guy is. I've tried to put my rifle in that position, and it's a abnormal bulge out the back. But maybe he could have covered it with the book bag.
There's a guy out there. You check him out. Like Matt Keeler is his name. Okay, he makes. Hell, I'll just go show you. Maybe while you're here. He's made videos on this, and I've been
watching your videos pretty regularly.
You're talking about mine or his?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Matt Kester is what his name is. Sorry, I said Keeler. That's the other guy. That's Matt Kester. So hold on, let me just show you I'll put it on the screen. Can you see my?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen? Okay, hold on. This is the one right here. Look at that. So, like, when you look at this, it looks crazy, right? Like, see how he's got all this stuff, but watch. So he's got a bear. He's got the. Look at this. I mean, this is incredible. Look.
Yeah, that
Look
is.
at it. I mean, that's absolutely. He's got the barrel. He's got the. He's probably going to come on the show tomorrow. This guy. So, but look, I mean, this is a guy that even has a similar structure to Tyler Robinson, and he basically put. I mean, look at right here. He's got the stock, and then over on this side, he has the barrel. Now, I think it's on the back side myself, but he has it in the front. And that's why he can't move the leg. But when you look at something like that, and it is sort of interesting. Notice how Tyler Robinson on the right keeps his arm still, right? So he's saying it's right under his arm, and he's sort of holding it like that. See? Yeah,
and
so
I
think
agree
that
with in that last photo that you had up, you could kind of see the barrel in the back side of his pant leg. So I mean, I'm not arguing that fact. Just those two pieces of information I've struggled with. And I mean, just like this one here, it's easy, once you hear it or see it, it makes sense. And I think a lot of folks out there are trying to feel what they don't know with what they think. I don't know.
Yeah. So, when you watch, I just think like that video right there, if you were just kind of visualizing it, makes you just realize, yes, he very easily had the rifle in his pants. In fact, he did, because right after he was limping on the roof, he lays down, puts it together. And I guess we're just talking about crap that doesn't really matter, because you agree with all that stuff. It's just you need a better explanation of the 30-06. And that's what I hear all the time. That's where everybody, even after all the other information's out there, they stop on the 30-06 not exiting. And see, that's where it gets hard for people like me, because at that point, everybody else has to come up with a conspiracy backwards to explain everything else. And now and then because there's no way to explain everything else, it's a conspiracy, right? So everybody goes, oh, it's a conspiracy. And then, what's that? Go ahead.
Somebody that heard somebody that said this,
right.
There's no evidence supporting. I've heard somebody say this in another video. I don't really know.
Yeah. So the thing is everything else makes complete sense to me. I mean, it probably does to you. Like from the get-go all the way up until even the shot, and then him running off the roof makes sense. It's just, hey, the bullet didn't do what I would expect it to do, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why. That's where I'm so vested at.
I think a lot of people are right where you are, but I think people should be more like, I don't understand that part, but everything else is so damn clear that there's probably an explanation that I'm just not aware of at this point to explain why the bullet did what it did. That's the thing. It's like, I think that's where the default should be, instead of there's just no way, and therefore the entire rest of it is a conspiracy, because it has to be at that point.
So there is one thing. I guess there's one piece of information that I think that I could have like a conspiracy ideology on, is the roommate / boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. I feel like, I think that person may have had more to do with this than is being let on. And I don't know if Tyler's taking the fall, or if he's so in love with this person that he's laying on the sword for him or her. But there's no way that you live with somebody and don't know that they're about to go assassinate a major figure like that.
Yeah.
Like how much this person knew, like maybe they talked about it one time, it's like they joked, but this person knew, I think there's some part that person played in it. And I don't think the government's hiding it. I think that,
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I bet that they did write those letters and everything. And a lot of people think that I don't understand how the letter, why it was written the way it did, if it was something in, like a manufactured letter. I think it's a real communication. I think that Tyler and this is what I think. I think Tyler and Twigs had talked about how much they hate Charlie Kirk and even talked about wanting to do something to him, etc. And then he goes off to the event, and once there was the shot happened, I think Twigs was like, oh my, he probably thought that Tyler did it. But then somebody else was arrested and probably had a sigh of relief. And that's why I later said, I thought they arrested somebody else. And he's like, no, that was a different person, that he did it. And so I don't know. Yeah. I think there's people on Discord and stuff that kind of, like giving him, hey, this is where you should do it. Right over here, go over here, do this, 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 and this. And then he goes out and does it. And maybe these people were like, I didn't think he'd really do it or whatever, I mean, who the hell knows? But it does feel like there's more people involved behind the scenes on social media.
Yeah. I think there's other agitators, but I don't think there's some foreign government that has put out a hit on Charlie Kirk. I think, just like you said, in these Discord servers or these TikTok algorithms, I think more of that stuff played a part in it than, I don't know, if you listen to Candace Owens and it's some engineer and then it's some foreign government or something like that.
And then she even said, after going through all those things, the foreign governments and everything, then at the end she said, yeah, so, and then she brings up the transgender armed people. And then now you're right back to Tyler Robinson and the roommate. I mean, so it's like, which one are you going to pick, Candace? I mean, that's what sucks about what she's doing. It's crazy.
There was some guy last night. I don't know the guy's name. He was on someone else's show, but his conspiracy got so deep that I couldn't keep with it anymore. There was you may have seen it already. There's a house that's under reconstruction that is owned or a part of the ROTC, and then he goes down like this rabbit hole, and I had to just quit watching the video. I mean, he got so deep into these conspiracies. I was like, dude, who do you think did it? It's like, well, you got this group and this group and this group, and I'm like, you really think that this kid is tied into all these major connections? That now he's on top of a roof with his grandpa's gun shooting at Charlie Kirk. I don't know. So I'm not. I don't have a tinfoil hat on. I'm just like I said. I struggle with that bullet, and that's just something I don't know. I'm not going to fill it with something that I think.
Yeah. No, I understand. I mean, I see how that's the number one thing that I keep hearing from people, that I'm crazy because a 30-06 wouldn't do what it did. You seem to be somebody who actually believes everything, everything else makes sense, but the 30-06 part doesn't make sense. And you just need a good explanation, something that, makes sense. So here's the thing is, like, let's say 8 times out of 100, a bullet will do something different. And it might be one of those. And then it's like, oh, what are the odds that it was 8 out of, but it does though, right?
And I feel like this is something that we're going to get during the trial. They're also going to have a ballistics expert come in or something along those lines. They're going to have more information on the autopsy that was done, and that question will be answered then. But my curious mind is like, I want to know. That's what that ties the story all together for me. You got the gun, you got the there. Why is he there? Why is he there?
Yeah, your audio is getting kind of weird. Your audio is like doing it's kind of cutting on me. But I don't know. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I can hear you better now. Yeah.
All right. But yeah, I mean, for the conspiracy theorists, like, why was he?
Now I can't hear you. I think you just got disconnected somehow. But anyways, thanks for calling in, man. That was interesting. I'm glad to. It's cool that there's somebody out there that I mean, that's a little bit like Paramount Tactical. He sees all the other stuff, and I think everybody is in the same spot. I mean, this case to me is absolutely clear. And when I say clear, I'm not one of the people on the conspiracy that goes, oh, look how clearly this is, and it's never clear. This is a case that is, like I covered the Brian Koberger case. And after reading the probable cause and then, seeing how it was put together, he absolutely could not escape being the person. This is way worse than that one. Okay. Because that one had a knife sheath. It would be akin to finding a bullet casing on the roof that had his DNA on it, but they never found the weapon. And they didn't have somebody recognize, he wasn't on camera, etc. See, that's what Koberger's case would be like this. Let me do a comparison of the Koberger case. They have some surveillance on the campus of a vehicle matching this guy driving around. And then on the roof, they found a bullet casing that had the DNA of Tyler Robinson on it after doing forensic genetic genealogy. And that's it. Okay? That would be it. But that isn't what they have in this one. They have Tyler Robinson himself walking around on camera on the campus. They literally found the weapon with his DNA on the trigger of it. They have video of his car driving around. They have people that recognized him on camera, and those people happen to be his parents. And then he turned himself in. It's a totally, this case, you guys agree with what I'm saying? So for all the freaks that we covered the Koberger case, this blows that away. Just right now, on the probable cause documents, this guy is absolutely toast. Way worse. And, and this is a case right now. It's just like Koberger. Remember at the beginning, they put out the images of the white Elantra because they were looking for him, and then they did rapid forensic genetic genealogy that led to him. In this case, they didn't need that because they immediately put the images out of the person walking, and his parents identified him. Yeah. But they didn't have to do, they could have done forensic genetic genealogy, and it might have taken a week or two because they had his DNA on the trigger of the rifle. All right, you guys, if we do 6 more channel memberships, I will donate 5 myself. All right, that'll get us up to 65. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, this guy, there's a ton of information. By the way, the phone lines are open, everybody. So come on, the conspiracy nutters out there. See, that's why I'm not going to call. You're already saying I'm a nutter. Yeah, just call in, explain to it. Forget the 30-06 part, all right? I want somebody to call in and explain away the other information. The 30-06, we're waiting for that information. I think we're all sort of in that same boat, right? Where, for me, I'm very confident that law enforcement will be able to match the bullet that they retrieved, unless it's too damaged. It's in fragments, so it might be difficult. But is it consistent that it was fired from that weapon? And, his DNA, I mean, my God, he messaged the writing that was on the bullet itself, the shell. What do you mean, what part? Type English. Let's see. Tyler left all the evidence. It would be difficult to find what Tyler didn't leave. Right. I mean, you can ask me questions. With footage like this, you have to take it as a whole. What does that mean, 8-ball? Would you be saying the same if this was the JFK assassination? It's totally different, man. It's like it's apples and oranges. Yeah, see, the thing is Candace Owens herself says that Tyler Robinson was there at 6:38 at Wendy's. There's no doubt about it. That's a picture of his face. So he's in town in Orem. And then now, apparently, there's video of his vehicle, the Dodge Challenger, driving in a strip mall a mile and a half away from the crime scene. And that's at 12:44, which is totally reasonable because at 12:29 he's going through that dirt area, probably got to his car at 12:35, got in his car and drove away. And then he goes over there to get away from campus, and then now he's checking. And, then later he sort of drives back around in the area, and then he walks over there to try to retrieve the rifle. Any takers on that, you guys? We need 6 more channel memberships, then I'll donate 5. Yeah. Just like Ali Cake said. Yeah, where's the call-in, you guys? It's the link at the top. Wait, I thought it was at the top. Why is that one pinned up there? That doesn't make any sense. All right, let me try this again. Maybe it slid by. Let me put that in there. All right, there we go. Now that one's pinned. I'm not sure why that one got pinned up there. Hey, thanks, Doc K. There we go. There we go. Here we go. And K-Me. Would you guys collaborate and listen? Hey, thanks, Lawless. All right, here we go. All right. So stick around after your membership wears out. It's only $1.99 a month for the lowest one. I hope you do the second level, the Oogla Boogla Freaks. That way I'd like to get it to a point where the channel is self-sustained off of channel memberships. Yeah. So here's the thing, everybody. I know it's not as sexy and fun, but my channel just uses the factual elements that are given to us. I think probable cause documents are generally very, very accurate and real information. I have seen cases, for example, the Justin Ross Harris case, where the probable cause document, they even had a hearing on it. The law enforcement officer misrepresented what he was looking at on surveillance. Totally bullshit what he told the judge. And that one actually should have been like a Frank's hearing on that based on what that guy said. And in that case, I totally disagreed with the prosecution the whole time. And it turns out that I was right. Even then, he did get convicted of malice murder. However, later on, the courts overturned the conviction because of all the stuff that I had been seeing during the trial. So there are cases where I don't agree with the prosecution. And yet I use the same the same logic, common sense, and I was right in that one, and they overturned the conviction later. Justin Ross Harris isn't a likable person, but what they did to him in that trial was just disgusting. All right, hold on. All right, Michael, there you are.
Hello.
Hello, yeah.
How are you?
Not too bad. What's going on?
Nothing much. There's a lot of controversy over this topic. I mean, a whole lot.
Shouldn't be.
People going crazy. I know it. Now the one thing that I don't know if you believe in Jesus or not, and if you don't, then I'm not here to make you believe him or nothing. But I know that they said that 30-30 or 30-06 bullet was just under his skin, right? And that his neck stopped it. Well, now I know that normally a 30-30 will take down a 1,000-pound moose, but where I believe in God and stuff, it says in the Bible that all things are possible with God. So I'm not saying it's not impossible for a bullet to have hit his neck and not come out, because that would be going against what the Bible says. So I don't really know, you just have to see all the evidence and just, stop come up with conspiracy theories. Everybody's got a conspiracy theory, so we don't need that.
I don't have one.
No, I know. I'm just saying, when you jump online, that's all you see. It's just constant conspiracy theory.
And that's what sucks for people like me, because my videos get buried now. Instead of me being like YouTube, this is what sucks about YouTube is like, why wouldn't you help the channels that are really putting out factual, realistic information? Instead, they reward the clickbaity thumbnails, the clickbait titles, and just the complete garbage cesspool of YouTube conspiracy theories. It's unbelievable. They get rewarded.
Well, that's because people have been growing up for so long, and it's kind of in our nature, aside from us growing up with it. But so many people grew up with entertainment for so long that they want something entertaining. They don't want to hear the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, so you like most of the information you kind of agree with too. Like all the stuff that they're putting out there, it's like, my God, how could this guy not be the one? But the shot part's kind of weird. But weird stuff happens, and it's
weird
probably
stuff does happen,
and it's explainable. Whether or not it's like, ooh, it normally exits. Okay, normally, sure, you might say normally, but it doesn't always exit. That's the thing. And so this is one of those times it didn't. Apparently,
if you say that something has got to happen a specific time every single time, that means that there would be no mistakes or errors in the world ever.
Exactly. So
anyways,
well, there you go. You have any other thoughts or?
Yeah, I would encourage, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you believe in Jesus or not, but I do. And I would encourage people to stop being so political toward each other. And by that, I would mean with hatred. Because ever since this whole thing has came about, and granted, it's been going on for some time now, you got both sides calling the other side the devil. Democrats and Republicans have been doing it for years. But now there's like an increased hatred in people. People are so hateful and so mean and hate each other so much. I would just encourage everybody to check your heart and try not to get drawn into violence or, hatred at all.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I think at this point, the most of the rhetoric that is dangerous has been coming from one side. The other, saying somebody, oh, they're the devil, nobody believes crap like that. But when you call somebody a fascist and like Hitler, well, people think, and they're saying, and you see it from one political party over and over and over and over and over again. They're still saying it even now. And somebody out there is going to go, wow, if I could actually go back in time and take out Hitler, wouldn't I be a hero to do it? So then these people actually go out and do it. And so that's where right now, that's what it is. Like, the Republicans, everybody, oh, these guys are evil. But that, that doesn't mean anything. That's just sort of, just rhetoric. Nobody goes, oh, I better kill somebody because, but the problem is when you start saying that, ooh, look at, he's putting in the troops. This is what Hitler did when wow. So this guy is really being like Hitler really early on. We better stop him. That's what they do. It's freaky. It's nuts, so I'm not really sure. Yeah. So I think at this point, there's really one side that's creating rhetoric that's really activating some violent people in society. They just won't admit it. They always have to say that, oh, the other side's saying something. It just isn't happening right now.
Well, I'll tell you that I have met Republicans and conservatives and stuff that are just as much seething mad and angry as Democrats. And I've heard Republicans say stuff like, kill this person or hang this person or whatever, and this and that. So,
right.
I'm not going to say that.
I know you might. I get what you might hear your friends and everybody. Do you see the politicians that are on television saying those kind of things? Because that's what's happening on the left. They actually have the politicians that go on television and directly call conservatives Nazis and fascists, etc. And that gives a hell of a lot more credibility. There's always crazy people on all the sides, but when you have politicians saying that, it gives a credibility to it that's totally different to people out there that go, oh wow, if so and so is saying this, it must be true. I gotta go do something. That's the difference.
That is a whole different story when you actually have elected officials doing that. But however, elected officials are just a couple of people that are supposed to represent their party or whatever. And so a lot of the things that people,
it's not just one. Like you have multiple elected officials, and the entire media is saying the same thing, and then it seems like it's a reality. Now, do you see anybody? I mean, even Fox News, they don't use that rhetoric towards the left. They never do that. They might say, "Oh, that person's crazy, that person's nuts," but they never do all of that where you're painting them as an existential threat to the entire country. So I don't know. I think it's different.
No, they don't. The leaders in this stuff don't really do all that so much, but the people as a whole is different. Because, like I said, I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of people, and it seems just about everybody I've met is extremely political and extremely hateful. Whether they're calling for somebody to be killed or not, because in the Bible it says you don't lead people into captivity or else you'll be led into captivity. But there's a lot of people calling for everybody to go to jail. There's a lot of people calling for people to get killed. I mean, there's just a lot of
I see what you're saying. I mean, I don't see that I've never seen, I don't have any of my friends saying any of the stuff that you're saying, but maybe there are people out there. And yeah, we could definitely use a little bit more peaceful. It used to be where Republicans and Democrats would go out and have drinks together, work through issues, and then even if they didn't agree on everything, they would work together. And now it's just so polar opposite. There's almost no communication and working together. I think like people like Fetterman are what Democrats and Republicans used to be more like. It feels really strange to compliment Fetterman, but whenever I see Fetterman, and lately he seems to be a common sense Democrat, which is not common anymore at all.
No,
strange.
No, the world is, a lot of people talk about terrorism and all these different things that people do, but the biggest thing that people as a whole face as a real problem moving forward is ideology. Now, you can't fight ideology with a gun and a knife and all that stuff because it's ideology. That's why whenever a leader in Hamas dies or something, there's 1,000 more that come up and pick up where he left off, because you can't just kill an ideology like that. So, you just got to be careful. There's a lot of propaganda out there. I mean, a lot.
Yeah. I hear you. All right. You got any other last thoughts there?
No, sir. I believe that's it.
Well, thanks. That was a good conversation. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you. See you later. Hey, by the way, when I'm playing this, don't you guys just see all the times he's running around with the rifle? I mean, I don't know how people. How do you know it's a rifle, Gray? It's wrapped in a black towel. Exactly. The towel that was wrapped around it in the woods. I mean, just look at it. Let me just do this really quick. That's the rifle right there. Okay, you see how it's right there, and he's picking it up, and then he puts it in his right arm, swings it down. Do you not see that? The elongated item. And then I'll tell you the part that I find the most interesting. First of all, right in here, there's some times right there. Look at this. Right there. Look at that. I mean, you telling me you can't see an elongated item wrapped in a towel right there? I guess you're blind. Gray, you can't tell it's the 30-06 though, you bastard. And then he's running over here. And I'll tell you the part that I always find interesting is right over here. I think a little bit before that. Watch right here. he's struggling with it. But watch about right there. He puts it right next to his left leg and he swings it with the movement of his left leg. Watch this. Swing. You see that? He's keep making it so it doesn't extend out by itself, because then it'd be noticeable. So he's swinging it along with his left leg, and then at a certain point he loses that connection out here. See, then it's right there. It's go, and then that is broken. See, it's right there. Anyways, let's let me do this. Hello, is this John?
It is John. Hi, Gray. How are you?
Pretty good. What's going on?
I appreciate all the effort you put in and all the analysis you've produced. It's impeccable. It's probably the best there is as it relates to the timeline and the like. I was wondering if you've done any analysis of the kind of post-shot activity of the security crew and the walking to the SUV and the like. It just
really.
I mean, it just appears that there is not much blood on the ground around where Charlie was sitting.
I mean, but where do we? I mean, they had to change they removed all the ground, and plus there's grass there, so you're not going to see blood on the grass.
No, I'm just saying the initial videos, right? And so you think about, right, the security staff, right? We see videos of the 3 or 4 guys on the ground around Charlie, and then there's video of those same people carrying him out. They don't appear to have blood stains on their pants. There doesn't appear to be blood on their hands in the actual scene. It's just
I don't know, man. I don't think we have enough clear photos and videos or anything like that that can show anything like that. I think it's just people sell stuff like that. You've probably seen videos where they're showing this stuff, and then everybody goes, "Ooh, yeah, look at that! Wow!" And it's bullshit. Okay, I mean, obviously, you see them dive on him. They come up really quick, and they bring him back there, and maybe they wrap the towel around it so it's not spurting out anymore. Or perhaps he lost a ton of blood really quickly, and it just didn't keep coming out. See, that's the thing. But people get stuck on things like this. I mean, what? So what would it mean then? So what's the alternative then? So let's say, okay, there is something weird. What happened? What's the what are you looking for?
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't appear that there's any. You think with the blood loss that he supposedly had, that there'd be, just more blood loss or evidence of blood loss on the individuals that were kneeling around him, at the scene, on their clothing as they carried him out.
But we don't have any close-up shots of them at all.
I mean, there's close-up shots, relatively close-up shots of them walking him out, right? You've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen the one that's kind of up above, and they're sort of quickly hustling him to the car. But we can't tell, they got different colored clothing. We don't know where the blood hit these people. Looks like they've already wrapped.
But there's pictures of them. There's 3 or 4 guys kneeling on the ground where there should have been a lot of blood loss.
Yeah, but it hit the grass and seep into the grass, so it wouldn't be all over the place. It wasn't. All it was kind of oozing out that one spot, right? It wasn't like it was shooting in all different directions, and it went off to the left. So a couple of those guys came in from Charlie Kirk's right side, and the blood was off to the left. So maybe they're not going to get any on him anyways. Yeah, and then maybe
the other thing.
Hold on a second. Well, how about this? The guy that got him on the direction of where the blood was coming out, when they grabbed him and took him out, the blood would be on his front side, and there's video from behind that person filming them rushing to the car, so you wouldn't see the blood on that person.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just that you think I've seen the various videos of first responder types, right, where you think that it doesn't appear, from the videos of the folks that were reacting to him initially, that there was any sort of CPR related activities, any sort of blood pressure work being done, where they're grabbing anything available to stop the wound, right? Whether it's shirts or towels or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that.
I just don't have time for I get what you're saying. That doesn't bother me at all. I get what you're saying, but you're looking for something to make it seem weird. Okay,
I'm just looking for what a normal reaction would be to anyone that got shot. Right,
yeah, I've seen the same video, and it doesn't bother me.
If your loved one got shot, you'd be working toward trying to suppress the wound, put pressure on the wound.
They did.
CPR.
Yeah, they wrapped his neck. Do you see that one picture where he's being moved over? They actually have something wrapped around his neck. Do you see that? So that would make it so the blood isn't shooting out. They wrapped it around his neck and they got him in the car.
Yeah.
I mean, see, the thing is people are just looking for something. Like in the Brian Koberger case, he wasn't covered with blood all over the place, even though he massacred 4 people, and that he didn't leave blood droplets in various places. And it's just, it is what it is, man. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, what would it? Let me ask you this: what would it tell you? What's the conspiracy that it would uncover with the fact that there's not enough blood on people? Like, what does it mean?
That potentially it wasn't actually a shot, that it was more of a situation that there was a blood scrib around his chest.
Oh, so he's not even dead. He's alive.
That he's not even dead. He's alive.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, you couple that with the kind of fake hands and the casket, right? I think you reported on that with Erica, and not showing the head, just showing those plastic looking mannequin hands on the casket. Again, there's no blood dripping on the way out to the SUV. Maybe that's.
Well, let me ask you something. So, what is Charlie Kirk going to do for the rest of his life?
Again, I mean, he could be wherever he wants to be.
I know, but did he do it like with the blessing of Erica?
With the blessing of Erica, it does. He can be wherever he wants to be. He can see his kids as whenever he wants to see them.
Are they going to have any more children
wherever they are
together? I mean, are they going to have any more children together?
Who knows, right? I mean, they could.
I mean, let's say she gets pregnant. Let's say she gets pregnant and has a. Let's say he gets pregnant and has a third. No, let's say they get pregnant again and she has a third child, and all of a sudden, it's like, who's the father? Wow, that's weird.
It doesn't prevent them from living a full life together in witness protection, wherever that is in the world. And is this a situation where given all of his statements recently,
right? So let me ask you something. Okay, but I get what you're saying. So let's say, who's in on it then? So the FBI, wouldn't they already know? Wow, none of this even makes any sense. That's not even a real bullet. There was, he's still alive. Are they in on it? The protection program? The FBI, the local law enforcement, they're
FBI, turning. You see Candace it's interesting. I've just kind of seen this recently where Candace revealed that a lot of the players involved are brand new to the job.
Players,
right?
Yeah, you know what? That's the same bullshit that they used in the Kennedy assassination. Oh, look, he's a new.
I'm just saying, the bottom line is, Charlie's at a point in his life where he's made enough. They've immediately installed, or had the the one day or whatever it was, reveal of the casket and the like. Erica's got her, video posted. I mean, who posts videos of them looking at the casket? I've had 3 of my loved ones pass, and no one's taken a video of me reflecting at the casket.
Oh, wait a minute. So because you didn't take one, that means nobody else could.
No, I'm just saying in general, right?
I've seen it before.
But the hands were not human hands.
What do you mean they weren't? What do you mean they weren't human? What were they, alien?
They're just like mannequin hands. I mean, take a look at it.
Oh. No, I think what they look like is
great. I mean, be discerning and take a look at.
I've seen the pictures before. To me, it looked like somebody who's dead.
Hands versus his hands, right?
Yeah, it looked like somebody who's dead whose hands are being filmed. Maybe that's what she wanted to do because she felt a connection to public that wanted to.
You've. I'm assuming that you've potentially been. And had been to a wake where you've been in front of the.
I saw my brother. My brother died at a hospital. He was 22. I was 20. I broke through.
My brother's hands looked like.
And I went in there, and his hands looked totally like they were weird. They were just kind of. I felt like he looked sort of fake. Like his hair felt fun. Like his soul was gone. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, but his hands didn't look like mannequin hands, but
right. But was it a week? Was it a week after? I mean, this was kind of a long ways after he was killed. Lost a lot of blood. Maybe they had to try to figure out a way to make him.
But this was 2 days later.
Yeah, but maybe they had to fill him up with some kind of chemicals to make his hands look somewhat normal.
Potentially, right?
Right. I just think. I mean, come on. There's a mannequin there. It's. I mean, do you hear what you sound like a little bit?
No, a little bit. But
I mean, look at you. Look at what you're saying from a distance. Okay, there's this guy, Tyler Robinson. He fires a bullet, but it was really just not even a real bullet. He's gonna accept being in prison for the rest of his life, just to let Charlie Kirk live a free life away. So they fake his entire death, so that he can live sort of in witness protection program. And him and Erica are still together. He's still running the show, just telling Erica what to tell the people over there at Turning Point. But nobody at Turning Point knows he's still alive. But he's out there. I mean, man, this is it gets too much. There's too much.
I mean, it's interesting that you hear about. It doesn't seem like anyone at Turning Point is interested in a further investigation. You hear about. Candace has been involved in Turning Point.
Well, Candace is nuts, right? Good. I mean, I'm just telling you, she's embarrassing.
Candace is well connected, and the fact that it doesn't appear that there is anyone at Turning Point pursuing an investigation into the.
Well, because they already know it. They're going to let the wheels of justice do their thing. They've seen it. They probably. They have 4K video, I guess. They've probably seen it, and they go, "Yeah, okay." And they've heard what the autopsy said. I'm sure Erica's probably shared, or whoever has information has probably shared with other people. They know what happened, and they know they got the right guy because it's overwhelming in this case.
I mean, so what do you think about? So that I thought I saw something about the FBI saying that the gun picture, right? In the box. That we've all seen, is not the actual rifle that was used, and that you've got these gun expert guys, all of these folks that are showing, is it Gary from whatever it is, tactical, whatever the fuck.
Well, okay, yeah, but how does that tie in? How does that tie in?
I'm just saying that the gun that they've shown is not the actual gun. And it's I think there's skepticism about the whole story at the end of the day. and your tracking of Tyler around all the places makes a lot of sense, I guess, right? If that's who he is, and it doesn't appear that the videos and pictures of him from history are not different from the ones that the FBI has shown, but I guess it remains to be seen. But again, we're not going to get all the evidence. We're not going to get all the evidence, right?
I don't think Charlie Kirk had a lot of. He didn't have this. There's no reason for him to have hidden himself in witness protection. Yet there's no reason.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question is, so it's a bigger picture, right? And it's is this a situation where he was a target of Nefarious folks, right? Given his current statements and the like, and all the financial related things to Israel and the like. And it's
yes, literally, we've been watching Candace every day. Like what she's saying is golden. I mean, I can hear it. Every single thing that you're saying sort of points to that.
Yeah, it's bigger picture, right? So have you heard of an individual named Derek Johnson?
No, I haven't.
He's someone that, again, in your spare time, would be interesting to take a look at his work, Derek Johnson.
Oh no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not interested. Look at. Here's the thing. I've been doing this. This case makes complete sense to rational-minded people. This case makes sense to rational-minded people. And so, if there's some clown out there making conspiracy theory videos, oh, this is where it would really happen.
It's not conspiracy at all.
Well, it is, because what you're saying is a conspiracy, right? Your theory is a conspiracy, right?
Or it's more reality. It's
it's a conspiracy, right? Because
it's been going on.
It is a conspiracy because you're implying that Charlie Kirk is still alive. That therefore there's this huge number of people that have had to be coordinated together to sell the ruse that it was actually somebody else who killed Charlie Kirk, and that would be Tyler Robinson. And they're going to pin it all on him so that Charlie Kirk can live a life, and then Tyler Robinson's never going to say, "Hey, you guys, I wasn't even there." He is there.
Tyler Robinson has not admitted anything. The reality is his parents do not believe that he is.
No, that's bullshit. You know what? That is what Candace Owens is selling to you guys. But originally, it's in the probable cause document. They said it looked like their kid. They're the ones that went out and got him to come in and turn himself in. It was
in the affidavit or the court filing, right? So subsequent to the probable cause.
Yeah. It's in the probable cause, and I think the main portion is in the charging documents. It's all real.
There's a court filing, right? That's beyond the.
Yeah, I have it.
The charging.
No, there was a probable cause document first that came out on the 12th, and then a few days later, the charging document that has, similar detailed information. Some's a little different. It's all the same though. But anyways.
And so that talks about his parents actually believing that he did this. I thought it was contradictory to that.
No, his parents said that. Let's see. The mother recognized him. This is in the documents. So this is official
in the filing document, not the charges.
It's the same thing. There's probable cause, whatever. Just let me get through the sentences, man. You keep interrupting.
Sorry.
So you got in the documents, provable information. The mother said that that looks like our kid. And the father saw it and goes, it does. And then, like the next day, information came out about the rifle type. And then, it might have been the same day, the rifle type came out. They go, wow, that's the same type of rifle that he was just gifted by his grandfather. And so then the father tried to get him to send a picture of the rifle, but he wouldn't respond to it.
Yeah.
And then it turns out he communicated with his parents, and he said, they asked him, why'd you do it? And he said, oh, sometimes evil, you just have to take it out, or, something of that nature. And it's all in the documents. Like, these are all things that the parents said, etc. That this isn't, so, and then also in the documents, you have the text exchange where he's mentioning exactly what's on one of the bullets, and
right.
that he put the weapon in the woods wrapped in a black towel. You see him jump off the roof with the weapon and inside of a black towel. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. There's really no out for him. So, I mean, but in your case, you're saying all of this is pre-planned. They said, hey, listen, parents, we're going to have to sacrifice your kid's rest of his life. We need you to say that you recognized him because we need Charlie Kirk to live in witness protection program. Why not just have, let me ask you this. Wouldn't this make more sense? Why doesn't Charlie Kirk just disappear one day and he's in witness protection somewhere and nobody knows where he went? He's just a missing person. Wouldn't that be a lot easier? Wouldn't that be easier to do?
Picture, right?
But wouldn't that be easier to do?
You need the emotional reaction.
Why? How come?
And the I mean, hell, I mean, I don't know how.
Oh, the galvanization
of Turning Point you were, or Charlie Kirk, but
no, I watched him all the time.
I had no fucking idea who he was. I'd seen him on Fox a couple of times, this and that, but now I'm well aware of the movement, right, and the fact that he was seemingly integral in getting the youth vote for the 2024 election. But prior to that, I had no idea who him or his movement really was. But now everybody does globally, right? And they're able to take that path forward, given the assassination, quote unquote, attempt of him. I'm just thinking out loud here, right? But at the end of the day, is this a situation where Charlie had kind of turned on the initial investors and the like, and
but what you're doing is now you're saying it's too full, right?
It was inevitable that it was going to be taken out on one of these events on the tour, and the white hats, per se.
Right, but you're saying it's twofold then now. So instead of him just needing to be in witness protection because there's this dangerous stuff regarding Mossad and everything, they said, hey, let's make it a bigger deal. Let's have him look like he was killed, and we'll have all this upswelling of support for the conservative movement, and we can give him witness protection. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, that's potentially the thought, right? And again, there's all kinds of Hollywood production related stuff that can attribute to the chest swelling with a squib production. And the shirt movement upward, the blood. There's some videos where it looks like the blood is actually coming out of the shirt collar. It's not actually out of the wound. There's evidence that this is not what it seems. And the ballistics don't. You can say that the 30-aught shot came and was buried in his vertebrae, C2 to C6, and then in the T1 and everything else. But at the end of the day, a 30-aught 6 shot would have blown his head off. Realistically, I mean that's.
Well, it's not realistically. It's like that's what you believe. It's.
That's what
the people coming out of the
bullets do different things. Bullets do different things, of course, right? But a shot that powerful would have potentially done more damage. Not necessarily in every case, right? But probably would have.
Right. All right. Well, anyways, hey, you got your ideas out there. I'm going to try to get some other callers, and maybe they have different thoughts. Maybe we can come up with another conspiracy. We'll have to figure out which one is most likely to be true. I don't believe in any of them, but Yeah, maybe we'll get another.
Again, I mean, I think it's just the behavior of the security crew around him, right after the shot, around his body, and beyond that, is something to be considered.
Where do you
Is
think
all
he
I'm
is right
saying.
now? Do you think he's sitting on a beach earning 20%, like in trading places? Like, where is he right now?
He could be wherever he wants to be.
Awesome.
He's,
You think he
and,
grew a
and he's
beard or
probably,
something?
at the end of the day, I mean, he can be wherever he wants to be, and I'm sure today he's with Erica and the kids.
That's incredible. Wow. So
I mean,
every time she's sad, etc., it's just an act, right? Or she's sad that they can't hang out in public anymore, so she's able to generate the crying. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I mean, she's got an interesting past, and it's hard to know what her situation is, and again, whether she's, I didn't see tears streaming down her cheeks, and I'm assuming you didn't either, during any of that memorial speech. It doesn't appear to be her doing that speech on the 12th.
Who is
It's
it?
not the same.
Is that the same person?
It doesn't seem to be the same person. I mean, you can look at it. I mean,
Yes, everybody out there, let me fill you in. Charlie Kirk wasn't killed. The person giving the speech is not Erica Kirk. They're all fake people at the time. They were both on Hawaii on a private beach enjoying themselves. In fact, even the children aren't theirs. They were mannequins that were robotically animated. All right. Anyways,
I'm assuming that the children were theirs. The woman, if you take a look at it with a discerning view, the woman that gave the speech on the 12th from just next to his chair in the studio, right, is not the same. It's not the same person that was there at the memorial. It's pretty clear. I mean, take a look. Take a look, Gray. Gray, take a look.
All right, man. Okay, I got to get going. But hey, appreciate you calling in.
You bet, man.
See ya. Jesus. This is what I have to deal with daily, man. And that guy isn't far off from the crazy people out there. He's exactly the same. I mean, aren't I super chat worthy, you guys? I feel like I was as good as I could possibly be. Thank you, Mason Windu. All right, where are the comments over here? Oh yeah, I got to get over here. He's seen Candace bat her pretty eyes on too many times. If she comes out tomorrow and says Robinson did it, he will do a 180 and believe her. Oh, this guy, he wouldn't believe her. He would say that isn't even Erica. All right. And then we've got this guy is insulting. I actually, you know what? I thought it was just sort of funny at the end. I mean, I know it's not a funny topic, but it's just, it's funny because these people believe this stuff. You know, that's what's funny about it. There's a segment of society of people who literally believe this garbage. And all the other people, the conspiracy people, are all brethren who have similarly crazy ideas that have no chance of being real, but they keep saying it over and over and over and over again. I mean, why wouldn't you just have Charlie Kirk disappear one day and then plant some bullet shells that have weird writing on it that make it appear that it was somebody on the left, without all this other rigmarole where you got to have a guy, Tyler Robinson, thinks he's going there to do the shooting, but they give him a blank. He fires it. It goes, pow! Then they had a silent bullet take out Charlie Kirk, but it wasn't really even a bullet. It was like a squib So there's this bang sound and then a squib on Charlie Kirk's neck. Then they ran him back to the back and then threw him into a vehicle. And so Tyler Robinson actually thinks he did do the shooting, but he really didn't do the shooting. So he's out there going, yeah, I did it, you guys. I did it, you guys. But he missed because there wasn't really even a bullet at all. They gave him the bullet. They wrote the same thing on it that he wrote, though. He just didn't realize they traded it out. Thanks for getting him off the phone. Well, listen, I appreciate anybody calling in. All right. You know, at least they called in and, you know, hung in there, did their theories, whatever. He wouldn't let me interject very much, though, I can tell you that. Let's see. Yeah, we got another 55 minutes. The new Netflix movie in 6 months. The day Charlie Kirk went to live the rest of his life. We should, hey, why don't they release Erica's phone records since then? Who's they, by the way? You know, we could see if she's secretly been calling him on the private island that he's at. Man, we've heard it all now, haven't we, guys? What's the next story going to be? Okay. So is anybody out there? Can you see the let's do it again for the people who can't see it. Can you see that he's got a rifle in his hands? You know, something elongated. Right here. He sets it on right there. Can you see that? Now, the barrel of it is probably back here. You just can't see it because it's so thin. Look how thin his leg is. A barrel is about, 1/10 that size. And he lets himself down, and then he lifts it up. And for a moment, oh, man, you can see the whole thing. Look at that. I mean, that's crazy. Look how long this thing is right there. And then, you know what he does? He swings it quickly to a point where it matches his right leg. You see that? He doesn't want it seen again, so he has it right next to his right leg. So from a distance, it would appear to be part of his right leg. And then when he jumps, though, it gets separated. And he goes down, and then, boom, he hits the ground. And then right there, you see it kind of separate from him, but he quickly tries to put it next to his leg again. See? Quickly. And then right there, he's like, oh, he's struggling. He wants to wrap it more. So look at this. Can you see that? Right there. Unbelievable. And now he picks up his glasses that fell off his head. And he runs. And that's something I disagree with the charging document. It said he dropped the same item he placed on the roof, and that just isn't true. You can see him putting the glasses on his face right over here. See that? Left arm is up in the air. He's putting it on his head. Still struggling to get it on. I think it's on his head now. And now he's holding the gun on his left side, almost like how a soldier might run with it, kind of on his left side. He's struggling. He's keeping it away from the view of the people on the street. And now he's swinging it with each step of his left leg. The rifle is swinging with it. Man, I don't think there's anything more. I mean, to me, it's obvious. So it's weird that you have to sit here and argue with people over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, somebody in here said it was glasses, and I was like, oh, wow, that makes sense. So since that day, I keep referring to it as his glasses because to me, it's obvious that's what he dropped. He already had. Now look at this picture here. If you were just shown this image, what do you think you'd see? Oh, there's a guy with a hoodie and a little opening there, and his back's right there, and he's walking. But that just isn't what's happening. Okay, that's just what pixelation and trees and things do. Notice how right there, it's not like that at all, but he walks in there, and then, oh, wow, there's a crazy little still frame that you stop on. See, it's edited gray. They changed him out. He had a bigger... Okay. Well, you guys, the phone number's at the top here. Where are the rest of the conspiracy theorists? We are looking for a great explanation. I feel like I've got to keep, I mean, I'd like to cover other cases at some point, but I feel like I just got to keep going here because there has to be somebody out there that's the opposite of the conspiracy theorists during this time frame, don't you think? And plus, I don't have one that I'm really interested in currently. This is interesting to me. I'm getting information on the. Well, I have a. They're gonna cost me. It's going to cost me $1,200 for Idaho 4 surveillance footage of 1112 King Road. You know what they have available. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. That's just it's a lot. I don't think I'll be able to make it back. Stop acting like you guys know what he admitted to. Were you there? Ooh, boo hoo hoo hoo. Dust to Dominion. Or Dominion, whatever the hell your name is. You're crazy. We do know. We do know part of it, Dust to Dominion. Have you read The Probable Cause? We've read it in here probably 10 times. Now, do the video on what? I guess I forgot what I was talking about. You guys, massive lull alert. We always have the lulls whenever we do the call-in shows. Yeah, it's not even just in the text, too. It's what the parents were told by him. They asked why he did it. He said he did it because Charlie Kirk's evil. All right. Now, that's in the document, so that means it is something the parents said he said. I guess that's hearsay, but in terms of like at court, but I mean, I don't know. That's not really hearsay. I mean, you bring him up as a witness, they say, yeah, he said this. That's real. It's not hearsay as if they said my son said he said something. You know, that's not. He said it directly to them, so that's not hearsay. Yeah, I don't know what you when you set up above. Oh, the boo hoo hoo video. Oh, okay. Show the white car parking right here. Why? How come? What for? I don't get it. Yeah, by the way, this car, so this is it back here, right? See, the light pulls behind it back there. So where I had it on the map isn't correct. To me, it's not really, it was just really for me, the video is about, oh, look, he's over here. So that means, you know, interestingly, he was right there. So that makes it a little weirder that the car drove behind it. Why wouldn't it just go over here? Instead, it went right behind him. I mean, you got to admit, like that is kind of strange, right? So here's this white car there, and who cares if it was already parked there? I mean, I don't really understand the intrigue on that. It doesn't matter. The person's already in their car, and then they drive around. Now let's just put it up here. Right, and then there it is here. Top of the screen. And then comes back. There's that car. It looks very similar to the one that was parked there. And now they both start pulling away, but he might be. I gotta admit, like that is sort of weird. Like, why is it driving through here or right there? Even doesn't really matter. Instead of up here on the road. So it's like it went this way, you know, and then it somehow it comes back and goes right behind it through there. I mean, that'd be interesting if it was one of the people that's online with him that happen to live around in the area and set it up. Help him set it up. I don't know. But it is kind of strange that, I mean, if it was up here, it wouldn't bother me as much. It already was kind of weird that he followed, even though, you know, like it goes this way and all of a sudden it comes back. That's assuming it's the same car. Comes back this direction and seems to be right behind it. But now this is even weirder. It's like you followed him through a parking area. Why not just drive up here? I mean, what? I don't really get it. No, it's not a dirt lot. Look at it. Can't you see? It's cement. Man, you guys, we're having these massive lulls. It makes it hard to just keep doing. I mean, this is where I go, okay, if I stop the show, I can go ahead and try to start working on a video for tomorrow. You know, we're just sitting here spinning wheels. Let's see. I've already mentioned it multiple times. Hey, guys, massive lull. Yeah, it's just, no, exactly. It's just lull, 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 lull. It's like people just, you know, hey, the hell with it, Gray. Yeah, if you were doing conspiracies, I'd probably help out more, but no, we didn't have to get you. Come on, Lisa Belson. I was trying to get other people to help this time. You're always so generous. Thank you so much. And there's Mushy Mystics. All right, look at that. The LOL Fund contribution. And thanks again, Lisa Belson. So there you go. Lisa Belson just gifted 10 memberships to some lucky new freaks out there. And Nate Campbell. And Maggie Carp, etc. And there's Megsy. Thank you. I know, like Lisa Belson's always helping out. I wish some of the rest of you would go, yeah, you know, it's like going to a restaurant, somebody serving you, you tip $4, $5, whatever the hell it is, maybe 10, depending on the meal. I think I've served up a pretty good meal tonight, you know. That's on the same, the two white cars are the same. Okay, who cares? You know, that's not the same one. Sorry, suspect down. It's not the same car. The one while running with the gun and the one at the mall that follows his car. That's absolute bullshit. Okay. I've already compared him. It's not the same at all. Because I heard somebody say it in the comments. You're wrong. Okay. Just accept it. Let's show it right here. So they think that this car right here is the same vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and go like this. Let's just grab that really quick. Right? And then we're going to move this direction. Well, I got to get the other video. Hold on. See, when I make videos, I try to prove things. That's why I do the maps and talk about the various light poles and shit. Other people just accept somebody telling them something. All right. So look at that right there. Does that look even remotely the same? Look at the window shape there. This one has a very long, straight area. It's pretty much the same angle. The lights in the back are totally different shape. It's just not the same car. Okay. So, hey, thanks, Dog Nose and Sunshine Susie. You missed a few great show. Keep them coming, gang. Tomorrow I might have the Matt Kester on, the one that we were just watching earlier with the rifle positioning. He'll come on and explain all the different things that he's done, etc. All right, so that's not the same car. Does everybody agree with that? Everybody? Yeah, the roof rack, that's one of the obvious parts. I'm talking about, somebody go, well, they removed the roof rack because they didn't want to be, so we got those, but this isn't the same car. All right. So even the one in the chat who said that a minute ago, you agree now that that's not it, right? Okay. Yeah, I did this before the show even, and I could just tell, yeah, it's not even the same. All right. I mean, I got to admit, though, it is interesting that it takes a left here, and then not too long later, it actually follows the Challenger right there through a parking stall. Like, that's strange. Why would it do that? I mean, how does that even make sense? And what does that mean? Well, I mean, the thing is I've always said that I think it's possible that there's other people that were around helping him do what he was doing. Nevertheless, he is the shooter of Charlie Kirk. That's it. Is this somebody that met up with him somewhere else somewhere? I don't know. Could just be just weird timing like we see often. Oh. Looks like we got another caller. Hold on. Hello. Boy, that seems like a legitimate name. John Smith.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, so I wanted to call out, there's a lot of mention to the JFK assassination. I just wanted to point out this really isn't the JFK assassination. That's an event in the past where all the evidence is gone. Here we have a lot of active evidence. We can still recreate all the scenes. And it just seems like there's no need for all the ambiguity because we're talking about something that we can go look and touch today.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't, when people say it's like the JFK, I mean, JFK, you're talking about a time where there was a few people with motion cameras, the 8mm handheld things. Now everybody and their dog has a cell phone. I mean, they're just filming things, and there's a lot more, way more evidence and information that's been put out early on in this one. Well, I mean, I understand,
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I think we've seen probably less than 1% of what is actually available. I mean, there seems to be continuous, uninterrupted 4K video from what you've shown on those cameras. There's autopsies, extensive evidence there.
Right.
And I mean, hell, if it ever came to it, that you could exhume the body if the production for evidence commanded it. So,
yeah, I think that like right now, it's already overwhelming evidence against Tyler Robinson. But you have to imagine that they've got like 10 times this amount. I mean, 20 times the information, probably cell phone data. See, to me, it appears that he literally has his cell phone working while he's doing this. I mean, what an absolute stupid move that is. So he planned the shooting really well, but just everything else, I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he's using his cell phone. So they're actually going to have the ability to like triangulate and, depending on what type of phone he was using, they'll know exactly where he was. Like if it's an Apple phone, they'll be able to plot his entire movement through the buildings. It's going to be crazy.
Right. You know how they're making fun of the way they texted and all the evidence and saying that the FBI recreated it? I was thinking to myself, I remember watching those old Mentos commercials, the Fresh Maker, it's like, who made these? These people are just a little bit goofy in the way that they talk. I'm thinking the people out there in Utah, maybe that's just kind of the way that he communicated. So although it might seem strange to some, given kind of how he grew up, potentially that's just how they communicate to each other.
Yeah, or maybe he just sort of, I kind of think of him like this, like an online gamer. Maybe he did those adventure games that are sort of in a different time, and he's sort of sounding sort of,
like he needed to give a step by step of what he was doing, like he did in the game, something like that.
Well, no, I mean, the weird wording, like he would say something, like he used not really sure what you call it, but put the word at the end instead of in the middle of the sentence.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it all remains in the domain of believable. It's believable. It's just the way that they presented it. I don't think the FBI really came out and presented things in a believable way. I think it kind of started with the beginning. Cash came out with that one comment before he was even caught, and then hasn't said really anything since.
Yeah, well, I think he was probably said, "Shut the hell up." I mean, that was so dumb. I even said it right off the bat that him saying we've caught these person of the suspect or subject of the killings, and it turns out, oh well, after interviewing him, it wasn't him. That was absolute rookie move to do something like that. You can't do that.
Yeah, I can't imagine how many people probably told him to shut up in the background.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would have to be the president, but because at that point, I mean, he couldn't say it. Yeah. I mean, not anybody below. He's the head, so like, who would say it to him? That wanted to keep their job, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not their obligation. I think we have to realize that this has not gone to trial yet. I think we have to realize that, like, the state is holding a lot of this evidence because if they're not careful, they could contaminate the jury pool. They can do a lot of things that will prevent them from actually having a conviction on this. And so I guess from the public, it's, what's the obligation to produce evidence to us internet speculators? And the answer is probably zero. They need to, they need to have their evidence put together, and in discovery, it'll come to, the defense and trial. Exactly right.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I always tell people. I mean, if Tyler Robinson was like one of the people on the roof shot him and took him out, we'd see everything by now. Because there wouldn't be a trial. It'd be sort of like the Thomas Crooks thing where, they're putting out all the body camera and everything. That's what we'd be seeing, but we're not. Now this is an actual case that's going to trial, just like in the Koberger case. They put out information early on to help identify him, and after that, just dead silent. We didn't hear a damn thing for like 2 years until there was filings done, getting ready for trial. Then we were able to read some of the information that was coming out. So that's what we've been saying on this channel for a long time, that this is a trial now. That's why we're not seeing. Everyone always goes, hey, how come we're not seeing the rest of the footage on the roof? This is shady. Well, no, it's not. They just didn't show it to us. I mean, because it's really far away and it doesn't help identify him at all. They showed us the part that they wanted us to see to help identify him. And then after he was identified, we haven't seen a damn thing since, other than the 2 documents. So the part I was talking about in here is where it says, I'm still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. That type of writing, I think, probably came from video games that they played, like adventure games, sort of this romantic sounding crap, That's what I think. That's why I think they talk the way they talk.
Some comedian said that they put that into ChatGPT and said, make it sound like kids in their 20s, and ChatGPT interpreted it as children in the 1920s, not children of the age 20s.
Yeah, but I'm somebody that thinks that's an actual conversation.
I'm leaning towards that. It's what they said. It's just the way it's written out here. We don't see timestamps. It doesn't seem like a chat visual.
Well, it's a text message exchange. Right. So what they did was they just wrote it like this. They didn't do the screenshots, but also you see these little dots here. There's 3 dots. That means there was other text in between there, and then they just picked it up here. They're really only showing us in this document things that are related to the gun. So if you look at everything, look at this part here says rifle still, and then this says you weren't the one that did it, and it's just stuff like the rifle and admitting I'm sorry, I thought they caught the person. It says no, they grabbed some crazy old dude. I had planned to grab my rifle, and then he said, why'd you do it? And then he was confused and said, why did I do it? Because up here he mentioned 3 different things. He didn't know what the why meant. And he said, again, I think even the next one, I'm able to grab the rifle again. So everything about the rifle. How long have you been planning this? And it said he's trying to get the rifle again, but there's a squad car parked there. And then everything's about the rifle. Look at the only thing I have left was the rifle. So everything's kind of proving that. So this is in the charging documents, and all they wanted to put in here was the portion saying, look, he keeps talking about the rifle. He even mentions what's on one of the fired shell casing, and it just goes through the whole thing. I mean, I think that's why they put these words. I think there's a hell of a lot more conversation in between. Like they had a running dialogue.
Yeah, and even to that, there's likely a lot of metadata behind this showing that those two devices were in communication on the network, and they can prove that really technical jargon that this actually occurred. You know, there's no doubt logs exist to verify that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah,
You got me.
Yeah, it's going to come out. It'll be interesting to see. I think one of the things you've done pretty interesting is showing your timeline. I think eventually that'll evolve into some type of sophisticated animation with timestamps and known bits of information where it becomes just obvious that maybe you think this picture is blurry, but if you take it in aggregate, all of them, it's going to be more than sufficient to ID. That's exactly Tyler Robertson, how he walks, and you know, and so forth. So,
yeah. Well, the thing is in these images right here, look at. That's clear, right? I mean, that's a clear video. That's an actual video of him walking. They only put the still out, and the parents still identified him. But that's pretty clear, right? I mean, it's not like just totally grainy. That one's a little bit grainy because it's dark in the tunnel. But that's the same tunnel. Like if you go back here, this is him going into the tunnel. And then this is about probably 100 feet down the tunnel. Right there. It's blurry, way less light in there. And then this is all going to be really clear video. Like that's clear, right? When you look at that. And this is what we've seen. It's already been compressed, put out on the internet. They have the actual video. I mean, you can literally make out texture in the hat. That's how clear it is. So he's walking around and, you know, I'm sure some of the frames they say you can never see his face, but I bet you these are the best you can see. Look how he has his head down the whole time. So even there, his head's kind of down. He knows there's a camera there. So he's.
But in the real video, I mean, we're only getting snapshots. I bet
it's clear.
Have all angles.
Well, no. Well, when we say all angles, this is the angle right here.
No, but if it's a full video, you're just showing images. I think there's a camera there capturing his full movement.
Well, I just said that.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just said this is a video here, and it's also going to be wide angle. Like they just wanted to cut this person out of it. But it's going to be wide angle. It's going to go out there all the way over to here. And you're going to see him make this full move. It's going to be in HD and it's movement and it's crystal clear. I mean, you can literally see, look how clear the shoe is there. And this is a still frame, again, that's been compressed. So they're going to have the video. They have every one of these is a video. So even, you know, if we go back here, that's a video right there. This is a video right here. And this is a full video, and you'll watch him walk up the stairs, get this close to the camera, turn. This is all still frames from the same video. Then go up those stairs right there. And then I think then there's probably other video that they have on campus and him going into buildings. You know, it's going to be crystal clear. I'm actually thinking of making an animated timeline of what we've known, what we have so far.
Yeah, and you put this timestamps, and then you have known pictures of them, and like you do, it makes it hard to say no. You can't have the Shaggy defense. You know that song, It Wasn't Me? Can't have
no. The Shaggy, like from Scooby-Doo?
No. There was a rapper. There's a little song we're talking about, It Wasn't Me, even though it was him.
I see. Yeah. So right now, people are saying the parents are saying, oh, he didn't. You know, we didn't say that. That's you know that's garbage, right? Because that's how they found him. It wouldn't make the probable cause if it was made up. Just wouldn't. So I don't even know if the parents said that. That's just what Candace is saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure where she's going. She's pretty trustworthy in a lot of other things, but I can't listen to her. I don't know what she's talking about.
Well, it's hard to even believe anything now. I mean, here's the thing. I think she's ruined her trustworthy. You know, sort of what we believed about her. Like she was somebody I always liked and I thought she was great. And she's just
got to the beach or do something. Sometimes she can go too far down a rabbit hole. I don't know what's wrong with her.
Well, she sort of ruined her reputation, in my opinion. I hope she gets it back. I think she could, at some point, if she goes, man, I don't know what the hell I was doing, and sort of tries to recover, I'd probably, because I've always liked her, but this stuff is crazy. I mean, this is. you know, Mossad and everything's taking out Charlie Kirk, and it's all this and like she has 4 different conspiracies on each show. You know, which one is it though? You know, I mean, you can't do that and have credibility to have 4 different conspiracies that aren't connected in any way. And people are just okay
to some type of insanity that is way out of the realm that anyone can relate to.
Yeah, but she pulls it off. Like she seems like that's what's scary about her. The way she sells it to people seems like she's really on to something. She's got these sources and she just isn't. You know, that's the thing.
She's brilliant, but you wonder if she takes sources that she thinks are true, she may put too much weight on it and not use that common sense that she should be using to filter out that garbage.
Right. Like I think she's like very smart, but for some reason her conclusions are dumb in this case. I mean, so I don't know how to take that, but yeah, maybe she's listening to the wrong people that are also, well, I mean, so many of these people are conspiratorial, like the guy who shot bin Laden, you know, whatever the hell his name is. He's out there saying, yeah, there's no way this could have, God, Jesus, you know, and then people believe it. And
so the SEAL Team 6 guy that shot him and then they ended up dumping in the water. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's O'Neill or whatever his name. So he's doing shows where he's conspiratorial.
Yeah.
On this. Yeah.
Well, he wants to create content to get that dollar, maybe. Who knows?
Probably. Get a lot of subs from it, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, there's a world out there where there's proliferation and people need to create content and people have fun examining the different angles. So,
you know, what's weird is after today's video, I talked about where it says in one of the shots, it says there were 6 armed men. And I said, wow, that's a new conspiracy that Candace can say, that there's these guys walking around that have 6 arms. And then these people go, Gray, I hit the down button and unsubscribe because of your comments about Candace. My God, you guys are crazy. Because I said she could use that as a theory coming up. But I just think it's crazy that
I don't think that hurt your feelings that they unsubscribed.
No, those are the people I just don't care if they let the door hit in the ass on the way out.
Oh, good, man. Keep it real. I appreciate that. Having a couple words at the end. Keep doing what you're doing.
All right, John Smith. I bet you that's not your real name.
You're a smart guy.
See what I'm saying, you guys? I'm a super sleuth.
Yeah.
Just kidding. All right, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. You're a smart guy. John. I mean, I think John Smith is probably the most cliche non-real name ever used. You know, he should have put the dough instead at the end. All right, who's this? John Olson. Hello, John Olson.
Great. It's John again. How are you?
Yeah, you called in earlier. Oh my God, the same one with the fake. Jesus, man, I thought we were done with this.
Fake. So you know, I mean, hell, I mean, I love all your work, right?
Well, you always start off with that, but put the word "but" after that.
There's no but. And at the end of the day, I'm just interested in the
truth.
The truth for sure. Trying to understand what's going on in this world this day, and trying to understand, you know, I guess what work you've been doing or have done to understand what happened post shot, right? The all of the timeline work matches up to Tyler doing what he did or taking a shot potentially. We don't see any video of that, right? There's a
yeah, well, I've already explained that. They describe it though in the documents. They literally go like this. They said, let me repeat it out loud. This is what it says in the document.
Yeah.
At 12:15, we see him coming up the stairs. This is all on video. He crosses into it goes onto the public area on the roof. And then at 12:17, he climbs over a wall and sort of ducks down on the north side of the wall. And then 5 minutes later, he gets up and starts running, and he's missing the limp that he had as he went to the wall, meaning he put together the rifle.
Right.
And they see him, and they
over
see,
the wall.
hold on. Hey, hold on. I'm still in the middle of it. And then at 12:22, he runs over to the corner of the building. They show it. They say that he shimmies over. And then after the shooting took place, he stood up and ran off. And that's on video. We see that part. They just didn't show us all the first part of it. So now it doesn't exist because they didn't say it. Right?
No. I completely agree that camera, right? That we've all seen from the corner of the building should show all of this. They didn't provide that video, right? They provide the video of him running across, right? Without providing the video of him actually doing the shot. And this was all.
Wouldn't believe it anyway.
Again, this was all prior to them actually identifying who the shooter was.
Right, but people wouldn't admit it. Like, let me just say this: if there was video, and he ran over here and he stood up and ran off, people would say, "Show me a video of him actually shooting." Though, yeah, we see this figure that gets up right after the shot, but you can't prove it. See, they'd be saying the same thing. It doesn't matter. Conspiracy theorists make whatever they're presented work by using tunnel vision or cognitive dissonance, whatever the hell you want to call it. They just won't allow it to alter their thoughts, so they come up with what it really means after the fact.
Yeah, no, it's clear that he's up and running after the shot. The timing all works out, right? From a second perspective, you've done the analysis, you've seen the various videos. It makes sense. The question is, what are the ballistics show as it relates to the shot that hit Charlie Kirk, right? And could a rifle that they recovered, apparently, right?
They did. Not apparently.
Do the damage that, or do the minimal damage that actually happened, right? And the rifle that they showed is not a World War I vintage rifle, right?
Okay. That's because they've changed. It's been upgraded. That's what's it's been upgraded.
Yeah.
Well, they changed the stock and everything. So, but
it appears that it's a composite related stock, and everything's been updated. But I guess that could be relevant and true. But the experts don't agree, right?
Wait, hold on a second. I hit the wrong button. I was trying to hit this one that looks like this.
I mean the folks, Gary at Paramount. It's like he's showing the fucking the gun, right? He's got one of the guns. The gun is not. It doesn't. I mean, I guess it can be upgraded, right? It is what it is. But it's not a wood. He was saying that the gun itself wouldn't necessarily be upgraded to the composite black plastic stock that was shown in the whatever pictures they posted. The gun itself would remain a wood related stock and like, but nevertheless, to me it just seems like I was saying earlier that there are questions about the security related activity, the lack of blood initially on the ground. There are videos of that, whether you've seen them or not.
Yeah,
You know,
you can't. I mean, none of that's true, though. I mean, so you just don't know anything of. There's not clear enough video of anything saying, "Oh, there's a lack of anything." You're just listening to somebody tell you that.
There is,
but there isn't. There isn't.
Gray,
There
there
isn't.
is. Gray,
There
there
isn't.
is.
I know you'd like to
There
believe.
is.
There isn't.
There's videos of the reverse footage of the ground.
Yeah.
Just post.
There's grass on the ground, and it seeps down. You can't see it. We've had other cases with the exact same thing. The Delphi case, for example, like the two girls were killed with knives in their neck, and you couldn't see much, but because all the blood seeped out into the ground through the dirt, they had to actually collect the dirt to get it. Yeah,
I mean, and I guess the lack of from the 2 or 3 guys that are immediately around him. Right, you don't see emergency attention. What do
you mean, man? They drove on him, they wrapped him up, they got him in the car as fast as they could and took off. But apparently, according to Candace, they didn't take him to the closest hospital because they wanted him to die.
Yeah, I have no idea what Candace is saying. I'm just looking at video from other folks that have posted things that where it's they aren't doing CPR. They don't appear to be grabbing any sort of cloths or anything, right? Like that would be clogging wounds and the like. It's like I mean, I don't know what
you don't know what the hell they did, man. Well, I saw when they were pulling him into the car. His entire
I'm talking
neck
about
was
before
wrapped.
that. I'm talking about.
But you don't know.
Before
There's no video. There's no video of that. You don't know what they did.
A video of these guys on the ground.
But you don't know what they're doing to help him. There's nothing that clear where it's zoomed in. I saw when they were rushing him to the car, his entire neck was wrapped.
There's no CPR effort. There's no one pumping. There's 3 guys
Why are you
around
going
him.
through CPR 1 second after somebody gets shot? You try to get everybody knows what happened to him. You're rushing him to a hospital. And they did do CPR in the car, according to the friend.
Yeah.
Hear that? Remember that? The Nefarious guy in the white when he was texting, he was actually FaceTiming with his kids. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No. I agree that the friend I think was helpful there, and he got the car rolling and was helpful in the car. Yeah.
Yeah, that poor guy, he's been accused 50 times. That guy's been accused, and videos have been made how he's part of something.
Yeah, no, I agree that he is not at all. I think he was completely helpful. He, it seemed like he reacted initially and then ran out to kind of get things ready to go. Right, let's go to the hospital and like, and seemed to be applying saving efforts in the vehicle. But it's hard to know what really happened, and the ballistics don't necessarily match up with.
I think it's really obvious what happened, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm assuming. Here's what I do.
Yeah.
The facts tell a story, and it's not even just a story. The facts are the facts, and when you put it together, it has an incredibly cohesive timeline, working through a timeline where Tyler Robinson is overwhelmingly going to be the shooter. Now we still have to wait for at some point we get to see the ballistics,
right?
And that. But see, here's the thing. Even if the ballistics match, the conspiracy theorists will not let that go. They'll say, of course it matched. It's a conspiracy. See, even in your theory, where you believe that Charlie Kirk staged all of this and he's alive somewhere, of course they would say the ballistics match because they need to match. So there's no, you can't have an answer that will ever make sense to you because you've already sort of made up your mind that it's a conspiracy to put Charlie Kirk into witness protection. So no matter what information comes out, you'll still say, "Oh, of course," because that's part of the conspiracy. They've got to make this match, and you see how that works. It sucks. I mean, for people like
No,
me,
I mean, if the ballistics match, I absolutely agree that is a possibility. It just seems like the
yeah,
gunshot
but you're
wound, the lack of an exit wound, the general, the basic
right.
ballistics of a
Mhm.
gunshot from that caliber weapon don't match up. But could they? Sure, right? We got guys out today talking about how they have related evidence talking about how it the bullet entered and hit the C2 to C6 and the T1 in his spine and stopped. Um, sure, that makes sense. That could make sense. I'm not a ballistics expert. I'm not a gun owner or
Mhm.
shooter. But it's
Yeah, but let's just say the ballistics. All I'm saying, let's say it turns out
yeah.
the bullet they found in Charlie Kirk's neck was fired from that rifle.
Yeah.
Okay, but you'll still be able to say, well, of course they're going to say it matched because it's a conspiracy to put Charlie Kirk in a witness protection program. Right? I mean, of course that's what they would say. I mean, so if it's all fake, that means there's a lot of people in on it. And of course, even when the ballistics match, it has to be part of it. So you're able to get out of it no matter what. Like it's just
Yeah,
man, that was
I mean,
cool.
yeah, you're right. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's I mean,
Exactly.
the
You
ballistics could
can't
match.
lose, man. You can't lose. You can go on forever doing this thing because he was in
Yeah,
witness protection.
I mean, again, there's
This is great, man.
there's much more.
I'm switching over. I'm going to switch over to conspiracy because you cannot lose. It's amazing. I can do video after video and I always have an out. It's amazing.
I'm just looking at the reaction of the security folks involved, the lack of blood evidence, the guy coming on next, after the scene, stepping on the chair. There doesn't seem to be any fucking blood on the chair that the guy is walking up on to get the.
I don't think there would be blood on it. You know why? Remember how he got shot in the neck, and then it sort of blasted out to the left as he's falling over to his left, so there wouldn't be any on the chair.
Yeah, then he's on the ground. Yeah, yes, the chair doesn't have any blood evidence.
Makes sense.
His shoes on the carry out to the car had absolutely no blood.
Yeah, why would he? See, it actually makes total sense. Look at how
I mean,
he's sitting on the chair. He falls over to his left. Why would there be blood on his shoe?
Great. The guys on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Who are apparently lying in blood.
Lying in blood.
That was expelled out of his body, right? Onto his shirt and onto the ground, and he's bleeding profusely.
Jesus.
Right? No, this isn't it.
Look at let me say, his main security guy that was, or whoever it was who jumped over the like a table and slid over. He's on the opposite side of where the blood was pumping out. The only person I think was on the right-hand side that may have got blood on him. However, when he's carrying out Charlie Kirk's body at that point, his front is facing away from those camera shots that we see. So wouldn't that's where the blood would have been. So of course you don't see it. You know what I'm saying?
On his pants, on his knees, on his legs, on his
right in the front, on the front. So you wouldn't see it as he's sliding over, right?
The guy in the beige shirt we're talking about, right? Sunglasses.
Yeah, I don't. Right? I'd have to see the video again, but I remember there's a guy that's back as to the camera.
It doesn't appear that any of and then in the scene itself, right? The guys are up and down, working the scene, and there are 3 or 4 guys on, that are lifting their hands up and down without any blood on their hands.
Yeah, I just the video's not clear enough to be able to say anything. You know, I've seen the same shot when they're rushing him over.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's hard to know, right, what the scene actually looks like, but you surmise that there would be a meaningful amount of blood around,
and there is,
right?
You just haven't seen it. It's on the ground in the grass, and in the grass it seeps down, and you don't see it. If it was all there, it'd be blood all over the place.
These guys are all there, right? You see them jumping over the tables. You see them right there.
I know. You know what? I don't want to keep talking about it. I've already explained it to you 15 times now. Like I've just explained it. The guys on the left, they came from the side that the blood was not pumping from. Charlie Kirk seems to have fallen over onto his left side onto the ground. So then somebody probably quickly wrapped his neck in a towel. Somebody probably likely wrapped his neck in a towel almost immediately to try to stop the blood, and then they picked him up and ran with him.
You tell me, right? Who wrapped them? Who wrapped anything?
I don't know the people's names, man. I don't know the people's names.
Yeah, great, right? I mean, great. Look at the videos, right? There, who wrapped anything in anything? Who was trying to?
Well, how did it? Let me ask you this: somebody wrapped his neck, right? Somebody wrapped his neck, right? Somebody wrapped his neck, right? You saw that, right? Where there's something wrapped around. You remember that? Have you seen that? Like somebody wrapped his neck. I think there's actually images out there where he's in the hospital that somebody took. Have you ever seen those? They kind of popped up. I don't know if those are AI or what the hell that is.
I mean, I've seen, him walking out, him on the walk out, right? From there's a behind the scene photo and there's a forward scene photo, right? It doesn't appear that there's anything wrapped around him.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, they might have wrapped him in the car. I don't know. They probably hustled him into the car. They wrapped him up. They just tried CPR in the car. It wasn't working. To be honest, when I saw the video of him being shot, my first thought that I saw was, "There's no way he survived," and that I think he died on the impact of the bullet. He died. Right? You agree with that?
I agree with that, right? Yeah, we're looking.
Well, wait, no, you can't. No, wait, hold on a second. You can't agree with that because you just told me he was alive. Remember that wasn't real. So you've just changed your theory. If you thought he died on impact of the bullet, what about he's still alive and witness protection program? You just lost that.
Yeah, I mean, you look the video that all of us have seen from him, that frontal view with the video of the shot with the dot in the neck and the blood squirting out from wherever. Absolutely. There's no question that he's dead.
Right. Except you just said a minute ago. In that video. But where is he? Right. But you said he's alive.
But that was at, I don't know when you saw that video. I probably saw it about, maybe 20 minutes after it.
Yeah, I saw it right after that.
Or less, right? I mean, it was right away, right? You got the alert from, Twitter, or wherever the hell it is, Charlie Kirk shot. And that was the first video everyone saw and the only video anyone saw from the front.
Okay. But so whoever that was died, but where is Charlie Kirk? You said he was still alive somewhere in witness protection.
Who knows? Who knows, man?
So the guy in the video, who was that?
Who is? Yeah. Where is?
Okay.
Where is JFK Jr.? Where's Michael Jackson?
Okay, man. I'm gonna get going here. I'm gonna see if somebody else wants to call in. But thank you for calling in. Get Good times.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. It's a lot of interesting stuff to look into.
All right. Okay, cool. All right, see you.
All right, take a look at Jarek Johnson.
No thanks. All right. Anyways, I think I kind of busted him at the end there because he was like, I did too, man. I think he died right on impact. That's weird because I thought he was on a beach earning 20%. Yeah. All right. I don't know if anybody else is going to be calling in. I got that line from Die Hard. Remember that? When Hans said, you know what the stupidest thing from Die Hard is? The movie. Love the movie. I'll watch it every time all the way through. But when they're up in the in one of those offices and they're shooting glass with the weapon, the machine gun, they're going and they're trying to put glass on the ground so that what's his name? John, that he'll step on the glass and start bleeding. So what was stupid about it was in that scene, Hans says to the blonde guy with the long hair, he says, something sfister, meaning which is glass. And then the person looks at him with a confused look because he didn't understand it in his own language. So then Hans had to say, shoot the glass. Right? And then he goes, oh, okay, really? So now you understood it in English perfectly, but you couldn't understand it in German language. And so really what it came down to was they wanted us to realize again in the movie that these are German people. And, but for the English audience, they wanted us to then say, shoot the glass. Oh, okay, yay. That's how stupid they think we all are. All right. Anyways, yeah. Hey, thanks, Jim Lawn. Give this guy a spirit box. Where is that Jim guy? Here, let's listen to it again. Hold on. Jim, where are you, man? Who did this? Out of hut. Stupid Gilligan little buddy. Skipper, you hear that? Man, batshit. Oh! Right at the end it said batshit. Listen one more time. Out of hut. Stupid. Batshit. You guys heard it right at the end. It said batshit. Everybody heard that. It was crystal clear. Okay. Crystal clear. Do you guys know that I've actually done this before where I have an apple on the show and I go like this? And people go, wow, that's a fresh apple. Couldn't you tell that was fake? I mean, my God, I've had a crisp apple before, but that is too much. So sometimes I just go like this. Or here's my cell phone. Hold on. Hey, man, that's a crunchy cell phone there, everybody. It's oh, jeez. Yeah. What I should have done, Jim should call in again. The next time he calls in, I'm going to go like this. Yes, everybody, you too can call in and pretend that Charlie Kirk is still alive out there for just $19.99. Yes, you too can be part of the crazy theories out there by sending Jim his own email, where he'll let you know exactly where Charlie Kirk is at this point. Perhaps he's on an island. Perhaps he's just hanging out in the basement at their mansion. Downstairs, Erica is able to enjoy evenings with Charlie Kirk over and over and over again because he's still alive. Man, these people are crazy. Anyways. Wow. You're going to call in, M10? What are you going to say? Yeah, we actually, but don't you think I sort of caught him there? Because he said, hey, Yes, I too. I think he died immediately on the shot, but he'd already claimed that Charlie Kirk was in witness protection program. I actually think that guy was just goofing around, don't you? Because he sort of laughed a little bit knowing that he got trapped. I think he was being like a cliche conspiracy theorist. Yeah, I like Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I used to watch him all the time. I don't agree with some of his kind of, some of the like religiously related political stuff he'd say. I totally agree with him on the like his common sense, normal political kind of commentary discourse that he'd have. Yeah, I think he was goofing around. That was I guess that was all right. I don't know if he was, though. He seemed pretty. Yeah, they have turned it into a circus, Monica. That's what it seems like. Every day it's a new conspiracy. How come you guys let me ask you guys something. You guys are out there watching these clowns making these videos over and over and over again on the conspiracy angle. Why do you keep watching them when they change their conspiracy the next day? It doesn't even match or tie into the one they had the day before. Why do you do that? No, hey, Sakura. The truth is Tyler Robinson is the shooter in this case. The fact that you can't see it is only embarrassing for you. Everybody else understands it, that has a brain that works rationally. All right. Doesn't that make sense? I don't watch them, Gray. I can put my hand on my heart and say I definitely... Hey, good for you, Megsy. Yeah. I mean, if I was I would say that... Wait, what... Did that just pop up on the screen? I think Candace Owens is creating a dangerous environment. And you go, she's just looking into what happened, Gray. No, she's not, man. She's actually accusing people and looking into them and their lives and posting. That's just not, that's not okay to do. It's crazy. You are to by muting people. You know what? I mute people like you because you are embarrassing. Okay? You have put out stuff that's absolutely false information. You're back on again, Sakura. Can you get to reality this time? Because if you bring up one more of your stupid conspiracy theories tonight with no evidence whatsoever, I'm going to remove you permanently. You're not interesting. Do you understand? Nothing you're saying is making people go, you know what? That is good. Nobody knows what you typed in, Sakura. Type in a better sentence, man. My God, you can't even, Jesus. I did too, Megsy. I did too. I think I mean, especially that lady who literally saw Tyler Robinson, and now she's claiming, it's a little weird. We looked her up and she works for the police. I mean, we don't know where she works. Oh, jeez. See you later. Come back later. But great. Yeah, we erased them all. Whenever you time somebody out, Skywork 600 removes all their comments. You just got timed out again. Okay. If you want to peddle your conspiracy theories, go do them somewhere else. All right. I don't mind. You can type them in, but it's not going to be accepted well because you conspiracy theorists never have a rational conspiracy. You always take out all of the information, and then all the information that hurts your theory, you call it a conspiracy. And that's just sick. All right. That means you can't have a cogent argument. It's all a conspiracy, and that's it. That's right. They work for the police department. They found the rifle, so it has to be a cover-up. See, they're part of it. It should have been a random person who found it. Then they'd say, look at a random person found it first. What about the chain of custody, you bastards? No, John Olson. We're not having you on again. He's in the waiting room. Not doing it. Not doing it, man. We've already been on twice. Mm-hmm. Are you having a problem, Skywork 600? Yeah, I didn't block people, but when you if you keep typing in the same conspiracy after it's been refuted just directly in chat, then all you're doing is trolling the channel. Because there isn't one person in here that has a conspiracy theory with this other shooters and everything that can explain it in a rational way that makes sense to anybody. I'm sorry, I'm not able to channel my inner Charlie Kirk. I am disappointed in that I'm not able to go, hey, everybody's idea is great. Let's all talk about it. I think it's incredibly disrespectful to Charlie Kirk and the family for people to keep trying to find the next conspiracy over and over and over and over and over and over again. And the only person I think on YouTube is literally me that is being consistent throughout the entire case. Even other channels that are sort of on my side, they often entertain the conspiracy theories and go, I'm not sure, but I think it's like, I am certain of what I'm telling you. Okay, the things that I'm telling you, I'm certain of. And that's just it. I think I'm literally the only one covering this case that is maintained this position and working through the facts, and nothing's changed my opinion since then, since the beginning. I do think there's a possibility that there's people online, and there might have been people working with him, even in the area, texting him, but we don't know that because we don't know what his text messages say. I just don't think, it's not just I don't think. There is no other person that is involved in actually physically shooting Charlie Kirk other than Tyler Robinson. He is the shooter, 100%. All right? He admitted to doing it. His DNA was on the trigger of the rifle they found wrapped in a black towel, and you see him coming off the roof with an elongated item wrapped in a black towel. Common sense and logic dictate that that is exactly what he had in his hands and put in the woods. It is not reasonable to believe that that isn't what he had in his hands, given the fact that they found it in the woods wrapped in a black towel, and he admits to putting it there. So if you go, well, how do we know? That means you're unreasonable and not fit to be on a jury. That's the truth. This is something that, it's common sense and logical. It's not reasonable to believe that the rifle found in the woods wrapped in a black towel was not put there by the same person who jumped off the roof with an elongated item wrapped in a black towel, and the person who admitted to putting a rifle wrapped in a black towel in the woods. You see how all those together make it unreasonable to think differently than that? We don't know if that is the real rifle. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, right. I mean, that's the thing. And then his parents said, wow, we gave him a rifle just like that. It's his grandparents. So given all of the circumstantial evidence, how is it reasonable to believe that the rifle in the woods wasn't that rifle? So you'd have to do mental gymnastics of like epic proportions to be able to try to figure out a way that that isn't it. It's crazy. You know what we need tonight, you guys? we need to do my the remember that beach drone flyby video? The one that I have out there? That one's so peaceful. I made a drone video using goggles and a controller where I'm flying around like I'm a seagull. That one's pretty good. What are you see? Nobody knows what that means, man. Nobody knows, have any idea what the hell you're talking about. All right. I'm going to do that later. You want to do that one? The Waldport one. That's so peaceful. You guys can still chat away, but you probably won't want to. You'll just want to watch that. But guess what, you guys? I've been on here for 3 hours and 16 minutes now. I think it's time to take off. Yeah, so make sure to stick around for this cool drone footage that I have. You'll think it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. All right. But I do want to say thanks to everybody. Wild Bill Wassman gifted a membership. Lisa Valens, Wayla, 31 months of hell for her. Thank you. Mushy Mystic. Michelle Imhausen gifted 5. Then we have Born to Raise Hogs. Nate Campbell gifted 1. Shanduli. And then Emma Balmer. Silva gifted 1. Dixie Hippie. Ray Oder. And then we had Alley Cake. Mushy Mystic. EI Rule gifted 1. Ashley Ferris. Then we have Cinnamon Sin Freak. Dixie Hippie gifted 5. Then Emma Balmer gifted 1. Christine gifted 5. Then Ray Oder gifted 5. Then N became a new member. Jim Lawn. Then Nate Campbell gifted 1. Sports Hero TV gifted 1. Wild Bill Wassman gifted 1. Then Michelle H. Richard Watts. Alley Cake gifted 1. Annie O'Kaley. And then we have Callie. I agree with you. I found the hype on the new footage unfounded. Makes perfect sense. I know. Wasn't that crazy, the hype on that, Callie? Oh, my God. This completely debunks the FBI's theory. What a joke. It helped it out dramatically. BK did similar aimless driving, and we know he was waiting for stuff to cool down. Yeah, exactly. Dixie Hippie. Then we have Ducky gifted 1. Wild Bill Wassman gifted 5. Thank you. And then Nate Campbell gifted 1. And Lisa Belson jumped in with 10 gifted memberships. She did 20 total. Then Lawless RC Outdoors, Megsy. Then Doc C gifted 5. And thanks, everybody, for your generosity. Appreciate it. We're keep on trucking along. Then K-Me, then Lawless RC Outdoors. Then I gifted 5 because of you guys. And then Sunshine Susie, Kelly Ray, Sunshine Susie. Then Shoshana Grace, then Tired of It All, then Sunshine Susie, and then Sunshine Susie again, then Macon Windu, then Sunshine Susie, David M, Sunshine Susie, then Lisa Belson did the other 10 there. Thanks so much, Lisa Belson. And then Mushy Mystic, Nate Campbell, Megsy, Sunshine Susie, Dog's Nose 2, then Sunshine Susie again, then Jessica Schubach, then Lisa Valenzuela gifted 5, then Raydor gifted 1, then Susan Jill. Thank you, GHI. Bravo for your GPS. You're good at this, and it's all true. Hey, thank you. Sunshine Susie, then Christine, then Jim Lon, Case Cracked, Sunshine Susie, Sunshine Susie. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Anybody else? Let's see if we had anybody over on this side. We did have the Ryan, 28 cents. And then James Black. I wasn't trying to be mean to Ryan. I was like, man, I mean, I'll help you out, Ryan. So send me an email if you need. So we got that, and then I've never seen a 28 cents before. Have you? Yeah, we're still here. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to play this. All right, let me turn off the music over here. So watch this, guys. This will calm everybody down a little bit. You guys interested in this? Look at this. All right. I'm going to get rid of my face on here. How do I do that? Oh, yeah, over here. All right, you guys ready? You guys ready for this? Yeah, it was a 28 cents PayPal. So I felt bad. I was like, man, I'll help you out, man. I mean, I wasn't sure what that was. But anyways, here, are you guys ready? All right, here we go. It's all done. Grown using goggles and a joystick. Following birds at Waldport, Oregon. Probably one of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen. We're going back in a few weeks. Yeah, let me fix the audio here. I know the audio is going to suck. I just realized. Hold on one second. That's right. They got the stupid phone call sound in there. Hold on a second. I'm going to start it over. All right. All right, we're going to start this whole song over, this whole piece over again. All right. With good music the whole time. Here we go. Tell me if it sounds good now. Pretty cool, huh, freaks? Anyways, I think that's always so peaceful. But anyways, thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And that's all we got.